Tim Brown was involved in some drama of his own in morning practice.
Yeah, it was interesting. Tim Brown has been so good in the blue 83 this year, but had a mishap in practice and unfortunately wound up getting into another competitor. Caden Lapsevich wound up making contact with him, and that 83 car was wrecked. You see the right front suspension on that race car, a two-time winner this year, and Tim was frustrated, just all mangled. Well, Tim and that team didn't know which car they were going to select because their backup car is the Jerry Hunt Supercenter orange number 83. Tim, his brother Ben, thought about it. They're going to go with the orange car. But you know what? All the drama that happened in the pit with some fisticuffs and some jawing at each other, well, I understand some of that emotion went to the drivers' meeting today between two veterans.
Well, last week, at the end of the race, we're talking about Speeney and Myers. These two drivers you see on their screen and their crews, their families, there was a big brouhaha behind the field house. There was some, pushing, shoving. There were maybe some fisticuffs involved as well. It carried on to the drivers' meeting. Junior Snow showed up, sat in Tim Brown's seat.
You don't do that.
Don't do. Wearing a shirt that said Sucker Punch on it. So Tim came in. He was not happy. He made it known. They had a little bit of a discussion, let's just say. It carried on outside the field house. This rivalry is brewing, Bob.
And just to give you some understanding of what went on, Ben Brown, Tim's brother, says he was punched last week, and then Junior's dad was down on the ground after a supposed punch as well. So the drama continues at the Madhouse.
Folks, it's the most exciting of them all. And we'll be back on Flow Racing with Night 1137.
Tonight on a hot night.
And night 1136 is green.
Smith gets into Brendan Brindle. Here comes Sanders. Sanders takes second. Coming around to receive the checkered flag.
Zach Orr wins his fourth of the season. The number one comes off of turn number 4. Win 105 for the ace. For his third win of the season. Give it to Nate Gregg. The other week he scored his first victory. Now he gets win number 2. Give it to Slate. Third win of the season for Brad Lewis. Career win 13. Christian Bowens in the lead.
Oh, checker flag's out. That's the time limit. There's your winner, the 29 of Christian Bowens.
14-year-old Bentley Black is a winner at Bowman Gray.
Madhouse, are you excited to be here on a Saturday night? Well, there's only one thing left to do. Let's go racing! I'm going to send it upstairs right now to my announce partner, Chris Carter, as he'll...
Let's go racing, folks, and we will do that. 6 big races for you tonight, live on Flow Racing. We'll be back. Welcome back live on Flow Racing for a great night of short track racing here at Bowman Gray Stadium. I'm your host, Matthew Dillner, joined by my brother, Bob Dillner. And folks, the first stadium stock race is on the track. This will be 15 laps for the Q104.1 stadium stocks. Let's give you the starting lineup. Starting on the pole in the Boxville Tire 01, it's Joel Stewart to the outside. The M3 Renovations 66 for Tim Geeson.
Second row on the inside, the number 4 car of Dean Lauder, and to the outside, it'll be Light Bright. JB Lineberry, 7th last week, by the way. Good run for him.
Starting 5th tonight will be the Ty Singer Long KR27 of Cody Living Good, the rookie. On the outside, the Oshie Push, number 5, it's Andre Chavez.
A pair of really good nicknames in the next row. Starting 7th, Flipper, Robert Mabe at the 28, and then Pintang, the 71 of James Allison. That's right.
Yeah, dad of Pintang right there. We'll talk about him more. Starting in 9th will be the Exeldine 45 of Keith Bryant. alongside the Racing Roofer, good nickname right there for Billy Andrews.
Second last week for Fuzzy Dinkles in the 0-2. He will start 11th to his outside. He's finished 4th 2 times this year, the number 2 of Carson Reed.
And the last row will be Rocket Hayes in the 0 sponsor wanted car, and alongside a rookie competitor in the number 14 MB Motorsports machine, it's Brandon Vaughn. Well, Bob, you're a dad, and our kids are here at the racetrack. Levi and my kid, Hudson, is enjoying the races, and a lot of fathers are enjoying the races here, and some of them are on track. And as we get the one to go green, that orange car right there is one of them. That is James Allison, father of Pintang, along with, I believe, 3 other father sets in the Stadium Stock division. We'll be talking about some of the racing fathers all night long here. Of course, Chris Allison, Pintang, is back tonight, and he has 18 Stadium Stock wins, but we're about to go green, Bob.
Looking forward to this one as Joel Stewart and Tim Geisen on the front row for the green flag.
Green flag is out at Bowman Gray Stadium. Night 1137 is on. Geisen takes the lead. Joel Stewart in second. A log jam behind them all. Here comes Living Good going to the 3 spot right now as a gaggle of cars dance into the north turn behind them.
Battle for the lead starting to brew right now. Joel Stewart trying to get back to that top spot. Shoves him a little bit in front of him, but cannot pull off the move coming off of turn number 2.
We've got cars in the back going 3 wide, Bob. This is a crazy race here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Only 2 laps down in this one. And folks, hold on to your hats. Fuzzy Dinkles is all sorts of sideways.
You gotta love that old Mustang on the inside groove. Back up front, and it looks like Allison's gonna spin in between 1 and 2 to bring out the caution.
Now, we talked about our father in this race, and that is James Allison. They were swapping motors out of cars, getting Pintang ready. They've been borrowing Joel Stewart's car for quite some time, so they helped get his engine back. This is a hard-working family, and great to see James Allison showing up in one of the most colorful trailers to enter the pit area, by the way. Have you ever seen it? It's the short bus, and it's not a school bus. They took the S out of it, so it's the cool bus.
I saw that. You pointed that out last year when we were walking through the pit area. By the way, Brandon Vaughn also involved in that one down there. So Allison spun to bring out the caution, and then Vaughn just got caught up in it. So while we clean this one up with Vaughn's car stalled down in 1 and 2, we'll take a quick break here on Flow Racing from the Madhouse.
Welcome back to Bowman Gray Stadium, live here on Flow Racing. We have our first caution of the night, and all the kiddies there are enjoying their time. That guy's got an interesting hat, Bob. Look at it. Cowboy up here.
Is that, I don't know what
that
is
PBR?
right there. I was wondering if it was a
or is it a Toronto Maple Leafs? I don't know what it is.
Well, if it's a Maple Leafs, we don't want to see it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, early in the first feature of the night, the Stadium Stock B feature, 1 to go before we go back to green.
Let's explain that. The B feature, people are used to like B mains and dirt track racing. Well, after the 50 lapper for the Stadium Stocks, they split the division to where the top 15 in points, they get to race in the A race. So this is the B race with those other guys that are 15th on back.
It gives some people an opportunity who might not be right up there every single week, might not be in contention for the title, to go after a win. And at the same time, it allows the points leaders to be in the same race every week and battle for a championship.
You got to love that here, especially this division has been hotly contested. While it looks like it's been a runaway, it isn't. Well, Andre Chavez on the screen right there, Bob. He's got a new sponsor, Oshie Push, and he was really pushing it on me before.
Man, I was watching him in practice earlier today, and he is moving that wheel. He is a guy that's really learning his craft here in the stadium stock. But this car, it's a little tight in the center, and he's always holding on to it coming off the corner. But this class is perfect for a driver like Andre Chavez to learn the craft of racing, and that's why you got to love the Buzz Bombers.
Yeah, I mean, he's sort of cheeky, isn't he?
Okay, It is a dad weekend, right?
Father's Day weekend.
So you'll get away with that. Absolutely.
Jokes. I think we get one per race.
One per race. Oh, boy. Look out, Flow Racing.
Okay, here we go. 3 laps on the scoreboard right now for this 15-lap main event, the first one of the night here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Geeson leads into green, but he's going to have him hot on his tail.
A little bit of a separation a little bit further back. We had 2-3 wide racing. Fuzzy Dinkles was all the way on the outside through, but the battle for the lead really heating up.
J.B. Limeberry was spun on the front stretch. He gets it underway. Joel Stewart tries not to get into the rear end of Geeson. A very clean move. Now he washes up high into those marbles, hangs on to that 0-1. Living good in third is reeling him in.
You take a look, and we got one going around. Craziness down in turns 3 and 4.
Carson Reed has spun. He tried to get around the lapped car of J.B. Lineberry. And we also have the 45 of Keith Bryan involved as well, bringing out this second caution flag of the night.
I peered up from our vantage point here in the tower, and I saw 3 wide in turn number 3. That can't happen here at the Madhouse.
No, it can't. 3 wide. I mean, in the stadium stocks, it's feasible, but it's not ideal, Bob. And
there is Light Bright.
Oh, yeah.
Who went a lap down after spinning off of turn number 4 and went to the infield, but got going once again.
Well, there is Carson Reed, who is involved in that wreck right now. And, Bob, I was talking to him earlier today, and I said, man, if it wasn't for bad luck, you wouldn't have any luck at all. The past 4 weeks have just been so tough for this young driver who's been really starting to hit that different stride. But, 13th place, 10th place, 24th place, 11th place. This is not what this driver expected going into the season.
Especially when he started the season with 2 consecutive 4th place runs and then a 6th place effort. Everybody said, hey, he's going to be really good this year. So everybody thought Carson Reed might be battling for a championship with some of the kings of the stadium stock. But then he just kind of slipped a little bit. And sometimes bad luck can come into play, and he certainly has had a lot of bad luck.
Now you see the car in front of him, Bob, that Davey
Allison, right?
paint scheme.
Another Allison.
Yeah, it's a Davey Allison paint scheme. Robert Mabe. Fun fact, I didn't know this, okay, until, a few years ago. You know how he got his nickname? Flipper?
I was just going to ask you that.
You were just going to ask me?
Yep.
His first ever race here, Robert Mabe, he ended up on his roof. Huh. So he was given by the community his nickname, Flipper.
And by the way, from Germantown.
Germantown, yes, exactly.
They're trying to get the cars back in order.
Did you know what he does for a living? He's a roofer. And then you see this guy right here. He is a roofer as well. Billy Andrews, that black number 18. And, hey, we grew up roofing. Dad was a roofer and gutter cleaning and gutter repair. So we got 2 roofers in the field, dude.
Billy Andrews is a good racer. 2 career wins in the stadium stocks. He could easily drive through the field. So that 18 car, always very, very fast. Kind of a little bit unusual to see him in the B feature, but at the same time, Andrews could pick off a few of them here this year.
He might pick off a win in this division, and yes, and Billy Andrews is one of the dads that we were featuring, and Jaden Andrews, his son, has had quite a rookie season so far. And you might see Billy in this B feature and think, man, maybe he's better than that.
That's what I was saying.
Right?
Exactly.
But you look at the effort that he's put into his son's car this year. It's kind of, I think, taken away from some of the preparation and effort in his program. But that is being a good dad.
You know, you look at these pictures of the two of them. You take the current haircut that every teenager in America has off.
The flying alpaca.
And man, Billy and Jaden really look a lot like each other.
They do, and that's a good family right there. Billy always up in near your neck of the woods in Boone, working on roofs and stuff, and teaching his kid the values of racing here and his rookie effort and how to keep it clean on the racetrack. That 17-year-old driver has been showing his stuff so far in very consistent efforts.
And Billy's been so much fun to watch as I got to really know the stadium stocks over the past couple of years, and he's spirited too.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
Don't tick him off because Billy is a tough customer.
Remember
Let's just
with
call it that way.
the Keatons?
Oh, yeah.
When the last race of the year 2 years ago.
Yep.
And he was going after him, and the Keatons were ganging up on him, and he got out of the car and was kicking a car. Don't mess with Billy Andrews. Roofers, they have a way of being a little hot, not just because they're on black roofs in sunshine, but, hey, the good news is, folks, if you're watching on Flow Racing, 1 to go, we're going to be going back to green.
You mentioned, this place and the weather we're having today. We didn't get to talk about it. It is downright gorgeous here today. Got a good crowd filing in, and obviously getting into the summer months, a lot of vacations and so forth happening. But if you got a chance to come out here to Bowman Gray Stadium, this will make a fun time with the family. And you see more teenagers here than any track in America.
Yeah, you sure do, Bob. And, the about 7/8 of this place is now in shade. So for the people that, are nervous about coming out to Bowman Gray Stadium on a hot day like this, rest assured that, once feature event racing starts, you get a little bit of that breeze sometime and you get that shade, and boy, does it feel good to be outside on a Carolina summer night.
Hey, before we go green again, and we're expecting the lights to go off on the pace car when we go by here, but let's talk about our leader a little bit, Geeson, because we were just talking about during break, a member of Daniel Hemrick's truck team, and that's kind of neat. Daniel Hemrick used to be a racer for me in the Pro League models at the old Concord Speedway.
Daniel Hemrick, a short tracker himself that has won here at Bowman Gray Stadium in Legends Car competition. That is Xfinity O'Reilly Series champion, and now the 66 driver right here who works on his team is at the point. Can he win here as well for the first time at Bowman Gray Stadium?
You see that wrinkled left rear quarter panel on the 66 car. That's because Joel Stewart has been just giving him the bumper here the last couple of laps.
Battle for second is on, Bob. There is a battle for the lead with Stewart poking his nose underneath him. Contact, he lets him save it. Here comes Rocket Hayes rocketing down the backstretch, and voila, he's got the second spot.
Pretty impressive move right there, and look out, yellow flag is back out.
Yellow flag is back out, and oh boy, Rocket Hayes did not want to see that, because that car was like shot out of a cannon, Bob. That 0 car that's in second place, and the 45 of Keith Bryan causes the caution.
Yeah, so he had some trouble on the racetrack, and that's why the yellow flag did come out. But all right, we talked about nicknames, some of them at least. Why the Rocket for the 0 of Hayes?
Well, I talked to him, and I introduced myself a few weeks ago when he made his debut here, and I was like, oh, Jacob, hey, I wanted to meet you. His father raced here in a camouflage-looking number 49 stadium stock, and, he's been racing Truck Series, Jacob has, your second-place guy, the white number 0. He's been racing here, the Truck Series at Hickory Motor Speedway, and he decided to come race here, not full-time, whenever he can. And Rocket just said he doesn't want to be called Jacob. So the tax form will say Jacob, but the sheet will say Rocket.
There's only one Rocket here at Bowman Gray Stadium, so I might have to protest this nickname.
Hey, there's no more protesting, guys. We had too much protesting last week.
Are you kidding me?
So, we're gonna stave off the protests.
I will say that you're going to see quite a number of protests throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, I don't know about tonight.
Not tonight,
we'll
maybe.
See. But, hey, you know who does not protest right now? His starting position right now on this restart is Geeson, who has got to be licking his chops as we get close to that 15-minute time limit here. These fans right now are holding the checkered flag, wondering when it's going to come out. Will it be Geeson? Can Rocket Hayes get it? Billy Andrews now up to third.
Remember, Rocket Hayes started 13th in this race and is up to second and on the back bumper of the leader, Geeson, for this restart.
Green flag back out into the south turn. Rocket gets it to Geeson. Now they go through the grass. Rocket hangs on. So does Geeson. Billy Andrews to the lead.
Bad break for Geeson, who ran so well, but the bumper from Hayes cost him. Andrews out front. Here comes Hayes back to second.
Billy Andrews somehow came out of that mess in the lead. Now Rocket Hayes gains his composure in the second position, second to Joel Stewart, halfway down in this one. Can Rocket reel him in? Yellow flag is out. Keith Bryant's car sits in the infield grass in a precarious position, causing the caution flag.
Yeah, you see a streak, those tires, a line going right towards the area where the officials stand, and there's a big concrete block there. So to protect those officials, but he just got stopped just short of that area. And you can see the nose piece on that race car all wrinkled up. Checkered
and we
flag.
have a checkered flag, Bob. Checkered flag is out. Billy Andrews is your winner for Stadium Stock race number 1. The Racing Roofer gets it done.
The time limit bites the Buzz Bombers, the B feature for them, but Billy Andrews is going to be pretty happy with that. He's already given thumbs up to several people, and you see Hayes pull alongside and congratulate him.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the 66 of Geeson wasn't too happy there on the backstretch as well with that contact in turn number 1 that opened the door. It was like the parting of the Red Seas, Bob, if you were Billy Andrews and you saw that incident out of your front windshield. It was like, whoa, they just took each other out of contention here and gave me a path to victory.
And what I'll say is Geeson was about a quarter up in terms of the groove, and that allowed Hayes to kind of get in there a little bit hotter maybe than he should have. That's just some racing right there is what I say.
Well, a third career victory for the driver that we like to call the Racing Roofer, and a very happy dad tonight celebrating. We talked about Father's Day weekend, and our first race, we get a Father's Day victor.
That's pretty neat for Billy Andrews. You can see he got into somebody on the racetrack too. The nose on that car pushed down just a little bit, buckled up that hood, but he's waving that checkered flag. Very happy. Third career win, as Matt said, for Billy Andrews. Ties Mike Queen for 67th place on the Stadium Stock wins list.
Well, the Behringer Roofing number 18 has pulled into victory lane. Let's go down trackside where Randy Pulliam will have the winner.
C Motorsports car number 18. Billy, congratulations. Let's head over to the Carolina Wood Floor Winner's Circle. Congratulations on that win. I believe that's win number 3 in your Bowman Gray Stadium career. Congratulations.
Yes, sir, it is. I got to thank a lot of people, man. My buddy Drew back home that helps me with this thing. AJ Sanders, my son, my family, the good Lord above, everybody. We almost had one last week, and this makes up for it. We got a lot more to come. We finally figured his car out.
Congratulations, Billy Andrews picking up the winner's trophy for winning the first 15-lap event for the Q104.
All right, first winner of the night. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with our first Twin Sportsman race.
Thank you, Mr. Randy Pulliam. Starting 19th in the number 42, Joe Weevil. Starting 18th in the number 26 is Austin Case. Starting 17th in that number 24. His name's AJ Burness. Starting 16th. Starting 14th in the 0-1 is Marty Wilmer. Starting 13th in the number 55, Zach Orr. Starting 12th in the number 27 is Matthew Anderson. Starting the 11th in the 99 of Brian Sykes Jr. Your top 10 starts like this. In the number 38, Mitch Gales. Starting 9th. He's your points leader in the number 8.
Welcome back to the Madhouse. We're getting set for Sportsman race number 1 on the pole. The Harkey Litigation 21. It's the Tiger, Tommy Neal to the outside. Nasty Massey. It's Chris Massey.
That second row on the inside, Nate Gregg, one of the dominators this year with 3 wins in that 28 car. And then Kenneth Stimpson, 1 career Sportsman win. He's in the 07, starts 4th.
Starting 5th, the number 12, Donkey Strong, Justin Taylor alongside the rock star, the 03 for Sterling Plemons.
Starting 7th, Matthew Anderson in the 27, and to his outside, the 0 hero, Kirk Sheets.
Elkin, North Carolina's Marty Wilmoth is next, and then it's Brian Sykes Jr. in the senior in the number 97.
11th, Jonathan Simicek, 42 career wins in his career, and Billy Gregg, the point leader, with 2 wins this year in the 98.
T. Dawson starts 13th, and Mitch Gales in 14th.
A.J. Burness, Brian Sykes Jr., Austin Cates, Zach Orr, look out for that 55, and Joe Weevil, the Tar Heel Septic Machine, rounds out the field.
Folks, hold on to your hats. One of the most entertaining divisions here at Bowman Gray Stadium is set to take the green. Sportsman cars light up the sunset here at Bowman Gray. Green flag is out.
Tommy Neal takes the lead. Nate Gregg trying to follow him to get to that second spot. A little bit loose coming off the corner. And how about Donkey Strong? Taylor in that 12 trying to get to 3rd, and he does on the opening lap.
Wild action here on the opening lap. The number 37 of Massey on the outside hanging on. The yellow flag is out. It's Simicek spun in the north turn.
Yeah, Simicek trouble up there. Brings out the caution flag early in this one. So a rash of cautions between the first stadium stock feature and early in this one. You see that number 5 car stopped up on the corner, but let's chat a little bit about Tommy Neal. Tommy Neal, I was chatting with him a little bit this week, both on the phone and texting back and forth. And obviously, he's either a driver here at Bowman Gray Stadium. You either love him or you hate him, right? 58 Sportsman wins in his career. He told me this week, he said, I'm looking at that big number, the big 6-0. He wants 2 more wins. And he said, you know what? At my time of my career, at my age, he said, I'm going to keep on coming back to the Madhouse, but I want to spread my wings a little bit. And he has. He's won at a lot of different tracks in the Southeast, but wants to venture out a little bit more as well. But he's not going to do it before he gets to the 60 mark.
No, I mean, Tommy is as hungry as ever in that number 21 car. Hey, we're talking about Father's Day a lot tonight. Let's introduce you to the fathers here in the Sportsman division. And that one you see right there, they call him the show, Billy Gregg. And this is a duo right here. Billy Gregg, Nate Gregg, one of the two father combinations in this division, along with Brian Sykes Sr. and Brian Sykes Jr.
You take a look at the Greg and that family right there. You walk through the pits. Those are two intimidating guys. But they are honestly, especially Billy Gregg, just so lovable, loves kids. You know, I saw some kids walk up to him today and he said, hey, come back, I'll get you a T-shirt a little bit later on. You know, Billy Gregg has really learned a lot over the years and become just such a softie in terms of kids. And there is, you know, Brian Sykes Sr., Brian Sykes Jr. in the 99, a father and son right there, and they're part of the Gregg family camp as well.
That whole camp, it's a compound over there, Bob, in that part of the pit area. If somebody's car has something happen to it, morning practice or even the afternoon practice, you see a sea of people from one team, kind of like sprint car racing, diving in on the other person's car to help them out. And we saw it with Billy Gregg the other week, having 4 engines expire basically in 1 week. But Brian Sykes Jr. here in the Justin Cummins car has been really trying to figure that car out. But you know, great combinations of very successful combinations of father-sons in this division.
You know, Sykes Jr. has had just a good season, third in points in that 99 car, but at the same time has not gotten that win. A goose egg in the win column. Obviously a former street stock winner here, but man, he's been so close and something has happened at the end of the race to take victory lane away from him.
Bob, look at that. That's what postcards are all about. And if you've never been here to Bowman Gray and you're watching for the first time live on Flow Racing, seeing that beautiful view of the sunset and race cars and crowd, it's just, I love this place.
Seeing that crowd makes every other racing promoter in America jealous, because you might see some vacancy in terms of the seats in the backstretch, but you know what? This place is still packed with thousands of people.
2 laps down on the board. Green flag is back out. Tommy Neal, your leader, the son of the Gregg combo, is in second. Justin Taylor in third, but look out, here comes Dad, Billy Gregg in fourth.
Yeah, Taylor in the middle of a sandwich of Greggs right now with Nate Gregg, the son, in second, and Dad, Billy, in that fourth spot. And you gotta love that car for Billy Gregg this year. That black and silver combination with a tough-looking number on the side.
And you see Brian Sykes Jr. on the bottom there making some hay by the Zero Hero. Right behind them, the blue and black 55 of Zach Orr. Now battle for third. Billy Gregg, give him the spot by Donkey Strong.
Trouble I see for the 55 of Zach Orr with 4 wins this year coming off of turn number 4. The rear end in that race car looks askew a little bit on the 55. And the crucial thing about Zach Orr, he's got a flat, no, he's not just a flat tire. He's got that rear end cattywampus a little bit.
Hey!
So Zach Orr, trouble for him.
Yes.
Third in national points in the NASCAR local racing series for Zach Orr coming into this one.
Wow, this is huge. Zach Orr, who missed the first race due to suspension, has 4 wins on the season, now worked his way up to top 5 in points. Let's look at the Hudson Auto Works replay. Contact there.
And that's what it was.
With the Zero Hero Kirk Sheets, and it sent that rear end, I think, bent it.
Yeah, and basically how they connected, you saw it on the replay. It kind of dragged that right rear a little bit. We'll watch it one more time. And when it dragged that right rear, that suspension can be very fragile at times in the right rear.
And that's your drive wheel, too.
Yeah, and you take a look at that, just boom, you know, it just kind of bangs a little bit there and knocks it out of whack. And that's why you saw the rear end askew on the 55.
And it really looked like, Bob, like to much to your point, that didn't look like just a flat tire. You saw the way that car kind of sat and kind of moved around, and that looked like a lot more than a flat tire. Folks, remember, we have 2 20-lap sportsman events, so he's got to try to go back there and diagnose that. We still have another one, so if that thing is damaged too bad, they got a lot of work to do behind the field house.
To your point, with that broken rear end on that race car, kind of looked like one of those Carolina squat vehicles, right? Absolutely.
Like Hush Puppy's got in the pit area there?
Yeah, like the rear, the back, way down, and the front tires a little bit further up.
Hey, I just like the fact that the other week they were teasing me because cattywampus has somehow become a word of mine on the bingo card. It was because of you. Is that where I got it from?
By the way, hey, listen.
But you said it first, so.
I do have.
Oh, he's back. Zach Orr is back.
Wow.
So maybe it is just a flat right rear. I don't know. That car looked a little off.
It did look a little bit off.
We will see when we go back to green. There is one lap. No, lights are back on in the pace car for Zach Orr right there.
Since we have a little time, we do internally with Flow Racing, Elgin Trailer, we call him Stat Boy, we love him.
Oh, no.
We have the Matthew Dillner Bowman Gray bingo card. So if you're playing at home, I might put this up on social in the next break.
No, Lord
you can play along with us. And there's a lot of different things. One of them is Cattywampus. I don't know if it counts if I said
it doesn't.
But you did too because you followed it up.
Yeah.
So we got to look, a little love for
Jimmy
Flow
Brown,
Racing.
help us.
Oh, no Little Donuts mentions yet. What the heck? Where have you been? Where's Matthew Dillner?
There's one to go here on the flag stand, and I'm turning as red as the hood of Tommy Neal's car, which is a hard thing to do with me.
Fans, before we go back to break,
what's your favorite one on the bingo card, real quick?
Listen, I love Pulliam's hot dogs, but I don't know. I'll tell you that. But I'm going to tweet this out there and get it out to the public so they can play along.
Please don't play it as a drinking game, folks. I do not condone that sort of behavior while you're watching it on Flow Racing. Folks, we have 6 laps down on the board for you tonight at Bowman Gray Stadium. Race number 2 of the night. Race number 1 for the Sportsman Division. They'll have twin 20-lappers. Green flag back out. Tommy Neal through the grass. Big time save there for Neal. Can the Gregs capitalize? Now Donkey Strong enters the north turn underneath Billy Gregg.
And Donkey Strong, Justin Taylor, has been a little bit loose in that car coming off the corner. He is once again. So everybody in the top 5 kind of single file. By the way, the rock star Sterling Plemons in the 03 is that 5th place car.
Wow, Tommy Neal, the big save through the grass. Now it's father versus son for the 2nd position. Nate Gregg, the son, in the 28, the 98 of Billy Gregg. They will go at it in the north turn.
Remember, it's not Son's weekend, it's Father's weekend. So will Nate give him a little bit of a gift? Not much room down there whatsoever, but side by side, here comes Billy Gregg. Nate backs off to give his dad the spot.
And now here comes Justin Taylor to the back bumper, gently suggesting to the back bumper of the 28, halfway down in this 20-lapper.
Billy Gregg going to be tracking down the 21 of Tommy Neal. We got a car slowing down. Yep, yellow flag does come out for this one. Now it's going to get interesting with 2 of the most likable and most ornery drivers in Bowman Gray history on the front row for this next restart. They will be battling it out for the lead.
Well, the Carolina Asset Recovery car will have to reassess their assets. All right, let's go to break here on Flow Racing. Halfway down, this is going to be an exciting finish. We're back here live on Flow Racing, and is that Chase Lewis up there? I think I might see Chase Lewis up there, former street stock competitor, and Emily Lewis is up there.
I think Brad's up there too.
Emily Lewis and Brad Lewis is out there too. That's the whole Lewis clan right there.
Where are they sitting? Turn 2 is that?
That is.
No, that's down down the backstretch a little bit.
Yeah. So hey, it's great to see the Lewis family here. Of course, we're talking about Father's Day. We'll talk about Brad Lewis here in a little bit when the street stockers hit the racetrack. But instead of being back in their pit area, they're watching this race like you are live on Flow Racing. I'm your host, Matthew Dillner. Bob Dillner joining me.
Actually, I was playing bingo right now.
Oh, what? Did I say something?
You didn't yet, but I'm waiting for like one of the turns to be called something.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I already called out the north turn, so.
No, I got a south turn
trust me,
on the B
I won't
column.
have to force it. It'll just happen naturally. Anyway, speaking of natural, it's natural to see these 2 great veterans up towards the front of this field. Tommy Neal, the 58-time Sportsman winner, and here comes Donkey Strong on the bottom of Nate Gregg. Battle is on for 2nd place going into the north turn. You tripped me up. Here we go.
Taylor gets the third by Nate Gregg. The rock star, Sterling Clemens, still in that fifth spot, but Gregg has got his hands full a little bit with that race car and also the front bumper of Sterling Clemens. But here comes Brian Sykes Jr. He knocks into the back end of the Clemens 03.
Oh, yeah. Sterling Clemens washes up, gives daylight underneath for Brian Sykes Jr. Jr. takes care of it. Here comes senior Brian Sykes Sr. underneath him, and caution is out.
We got some damage from that battle of Sykes. The right front fender on the 99 machine is laying on the backstretch, right in the middle of the backstretch. So, there was some contact between Clemens and the 99 of Sykes Jr., and because of that, now the 99 is missing its right front fender. Let's take a look at the replay of what happened between the two of them. Watch the 99 here. Goes to the inside, and actually it started flying even before that. So some damage, obviously, on the Brian Sykes Jr. machine. And there is Tommy Neal, the Tiger, inside of that one. And there's that right front fender on the 99. Actually, it's missing.
We've seen a lot of missing fenders from Sykes Jr. in his rookie season in Sportsman, but somehow he has really, really done well in this division, despite losing fenders from time to time. He sits third in points. But if you look right there, Billy Gregg, he is your points leader. And right behind him, the car only 2 points behind, is Justin Taylor. So the cream rising to the top, and that is a ferocious battle for this points lead.
And Billy Gregg really got off to a really good start this season.
Yes, he did.
And I'm not saying it's been absolutely. It hasn't been a downturn. But Justin Taylor has really just picked up the pace, and that big win in the 100-lapper, the biggest race of all, where he had a fantastic finish in that one, holding off the rest of the field. Justin Taylor has really been able to close in, and this is a championship battle now.
Well, we talked about Billy Gregg, that 11th place finish on double points night, how much it eroded his points lead over Taylor and this driver right here, Brian Sykes Jr., who we wonder, will he receive a black flag? Interesting it's going to be to watch here. He's got some sheet metal hanging off, but it doesn't look like it's flapping too bad. So assuming that he will be permitted to keep his position. His father is right behind him. So we've got a pair of Greggs in. We got Gregg in second and son in fourth, and then fifth and sixth is our other father combo, Brian Sykes Jr. and Brian Sykes Sr. One to go at the line, Bob.
I think this is going to be fun to watch because the Tiger really has a firm hold on this lead. I don't know if Gregg's got enough strength in that 98 tonight to challenge him, but I believe Justin Taylor, that car is getting better and better as the race wears on. So up front, you have Nate Gregg back in the fourth place, and with 6 laps to go, he seems to be falling off the pace.
Green flag back out for the Sportsman car. Sterling Clemens went to the pit area. Now he rejoins just in front of the leaders. 14 laps on the board, coming to lap 15 with 5 laps to go.
Much better restart this time for Billy Gregg in the 98. He's right on the back bumper of Tommy Neal. But right there, coming off of turn number 2, you see Neal get the drive that Billy Gregg's 98 does not. It almost looks like he might be spinning the wheels sometimes coming off the corner for that second place runner.
We saw that there, that last lap. Also, the 21 spun his wheels, almost like he was listening to you, Bob. Talk about the car behind him. Now a gentle suggestion of a nudge. Opening up daylight, but we have trouble in the south turn. T. Dawson is around with Stimson, and it's the 37 of Nasty Massey.
Simicek is down there as well. He stopped on the racetrack, but T. Dawson in the 15. By the way, I found out T. Dawson is a former caddy in the LPGA.
Wait a minute.
Yes, I was talking to him for a while today.
Of all the things we've known about him.
Yeah, it was incredible. He said he's
connoisseur of fine art.
That's right. He actually coached some of the golfers in the LPGA. And it was
is
just
that a T. Dawson story, or is it
no,
real?
That's a real thing. We were talking about wanting to go golfing sometime, and T's just a great guy. And, he's driving that number 15 machine. And
he is the backup driver. The primary driver is taking a break, as we teased him earlier today, because Jordan Atkins winning in a street stock race in that car, so we like to tease him.
Well,
Cardinal Plumbing on the car also. We like
Not
to
a
talk
chicken.
about that. Chicken plumbing.
yeah. But T's a good old character, and he's been here at Bowman Gray the last several years and has been involved with a lot of things. But how about that for a little nugget
That's
today?
incredible. You got to write that down on our sheet. I want to remember that one. Oh, boy. Well, that Jimmy Jabsher in the modern Chevrolet Pace vehicle will pull his Pace truck or SUV, whatever you'd call it, into the end zone, Bob. And we're going back to green with 3 laps to go.
Billy
Which
Gregg.
veteran will do it?
Oh, then Justin Taylor's back there as well. Billy Gregg, that's where he slips up off of turn number 2 all the time. And that's where the Tiger Tommy Neal is just so much better. So now, a couple laps to go in this one, and Tommy is shooting for number 59.
Keep an eye on that second and third as well. That is your battle for the top of the standings in this division, coming around for the white flag.
1 lap to go for the Tiger. Billy Gregg second. Justin Taylor in the 3rd spot. But here comes Gregg. One more charge. Can he do it?
Billy Gregg, will he throw a Hail Mary into the north turn? He gets to the back bumper, but the Tiger comes out on top. Win number 68 in his career. 59 Sportsman win. The Tiger does it.
Congratulations from Billy Gregg to Tommy Neal.
Yes, respect right there by 2 veterans, Bob.
As well as Justin Taylor as well. So, again, this crowd, you're going to hear them light up, ladies and gentlemen, because you either like this guy or you hate him. Tommy eats it up as well. Charismatic, strong inside the race car, but a strong personality as well. Tommy Neal, the Tiger, grabs the checkered flag once again at the Madhouse.
This is something that you love to see. Half the crowd will love it. Look at him right now, leaning over and giving him the thumbs up, or some of them giving them the salute.
Yeah, right there.
Now he passes Ronnie Clifton with his 59th Sportsman win for 2nd all-time on the Sportsman wins list. Justin Mincy with that beautiful statistic. History matters so much here, and we talked to Tommy Neal, you did earlier today, about what it means to him. That number is not just a number.
Yeah, definitely not. That number right there, he's always been a big fan of David Pearson over the years, the Wood brothers, and you know, he chooses this paint scheme and the number 21 number to honor them. But, you know, Tommy's getting a little bit later on in his career, and when I talked to him this week, he said, I know it. I know my time behind the wheel at some point is going to come to an end. So every victory means so much. And if you look at the group of people that are going on the racetrack right now, his supporters,
look at them.
It's a huge group, and they are pumped up to go to Victory Lane once again.
Well, the last time we saw Tommy Neal in Victory Lane, he was kissing, blowing kisses to the crowd that was booing him, jeering, and he said, I'm just going to have my Coca-Cola and smile. Well, you never know what you're going to hear from the great Tommy Neal down in Victory Lane. They've got a bag being inside the car to do the redraw for the next race. We'll see what that redraw says on the board. But let's toss it down trackside to Randy Pulliam. This is going to be an entertaining Victory Lane.
The second 20-lap event. Keep your eyes on the scoreboard for the Elite Underground Utility Madhouse Scramble Redraw. Tommy draws number 10. Tommy, let's head over here to the Carolina Wood Floors Winner Circle to pick up some Winners Hardware. Second win of the season. Tommy, you've been all over the place since your last win earlier in May. I know you're glad to be back here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, we just had a lot of bad luck, been in the wrong places at the wrong time. I just like to thank God, all my sponsors, all my crew, everybody for not giving up on me. I'd like to thank everybody, tell everybody out there today, Happy Father's Day. And I also want to do a shout out to Greg Garrison, thank you for all what you've done to this racetrack for 50 years, man. I do appreciate everything you did.
Tommy, you couldn't do this without your sponsors.
Nah, Harkley Litigation, Frank Myers Automax, Affordable Towing, Walkertown Mill, so many I can't remember them all right now in front of me. Like I said, I thank my wife for putting up with me all the nights in the shop. MOP Performance, that thing was on a rail night, baby. She was rolling. It's everything about it would help me. Like I said, the grin and all the crew, all my guys. I thank the good Lord for giving blessing me to keep doing this. I think it's makes 60. I'm pretty much, this probably my last year full-time racing over here. But time full-time.
Congratulations, Tommy. He'll take the winner's trophy, picking up the win in the first 20-lapper for the losses of John Barrow Sportsman Series.
Big guy, big bumper, big heart. Tommy Neal, let's go to break, and we'll come back with the NASCAR Modifieds and the Market USA 100.
Starting 23rd in the Citrus A Cleaners, car number 11 from Monaco is Corey Levitt. Starting 22nd in the Superior Trailer Solutions, Amanda Tucker Tri-Choice Realty, car number 35 from Louisville is Brandon Butner. Rolling off 21st in the Old Whale Tavern, car number 39 from Winston-Salem is Gerald Robinson Jr. Starting 20th in the Coble Enterprises, CMC Homeworks, El Padrino Mad Music, 00 from Monroe is Danny Croak. Starting 19th, he was your fourth fastest qualifier. In the Citrus A Cleaners, Generator Supercenter UTI of Mooresville, car number 1 is Bert Myers. Starting 18th, the Black Sage Company Quality Automotive Lawn Crew, car number 69 from Knoxville, Tennessee is John Holloman IV. Rolling off 17th.
Welcome back for the featured event of the night. As you look at Tommy Neal and them at the bottom of the screen enjoying victory lane, the NASCAR Modifieds have rolled onto the racetrack, Bob, and we are ready for the Market USA 100. Let's give you the starting lineup for this, the featured event of the night. On the pole, bad to the bone, is the driver of the North American Construction 57 for Danny Bone. On the outside, it's your pole sitter for tonight, the Advantage Machinery Solutions number 4 for the working man, Jason Myers.
His nephew will line up third in this one. Already 2 wins to his credit this year for young Slate Myers, just 17 years old. And on the outside of row number 2, the number 17 for the rookie, Lonnie Oakley.
Starting in the 5th position will be the Harper machine, the rookie, the number 82 for Mason Lawson. And to the outside, last year's rookie of the year, the Big B Coffee, number 64 for the comeback kid, Ethan Truel.
Starting on the inside of row number 4, he will line up 7th in the number 14. And he was so good in the last 100 lapper here until he had trouble late in the race. Trey Hutchins, look for him to be strong in this one. On the outside, 2-time SMRS champion, the 55 of the Flying Floridian, Jeremy Gersner.
Starting in 9th tonight in the Jerry Hunt Super Center, number 83 from Tobaccoville, North Carolina, the Rocket, Tim Brown. And to the outside, the Carolina Choice Realty, Amanda Tucker, number 5 for the great Randy Butner.
Starting outside the top 10 in position number 11, still looking for win number 1 in the NASCAR Modifieds. It's the real deal, Riley Neal. And to his outside, a guy who has won this year, the number 9 for Kyle Southern.
Starting in lucky position 13 will be the driver of the Wagner Appliances 51. It's the Snowman, Junior Snow. To the outside, the QRC HVAC and Refrigeration 10, the Bulldog, Mike Spini.
Lining up 15th, the number 44 legendary Garage Machine for Daniel Beeson. And his outside, one of the fan favorites here at Bowman Gray Stadium, a 30-time winner in NASCAR Modifieds, the 75 of Lee Jeffries.
Starting 17th tonight, the Taylor Auto Parts number 99. It's generational talent, Jordan Fleming. On the outside, the kid that grew up just down the road at Sprague Street, the number 69, the Black Sand Company car for John Holloman IV.
From one of my favorite hometowns in the lineup tonight, Walnut Cove, North Carolina. The ace Burt Myers with 104 wins in NASCAR Modifieds will line up 19th. Oh, that's going to be fun watching him come through the field. And to his outside in spot number 20, it's the 00 for the Flying Taco, Danny Probst.
Starting in the 21st spot tonight, the Old Well Tavern, number 39 for Gerald Robinson Jr. And to the outside, the Muddy Creek Motorsports 35 for Brandon Butner.
Final row, Corey LeVay to the inside in the number 11. And how about Chris Fleming taking the challenge here tonight? He'll start 24th. Can he get the money by being in the top 4 at the end of this race? 19-time winner here at the Madhouse.
We're going to go down trackside for the command.
Sports, the co-Grand Marshal for tonight's event, Miss Delta Mitchell.
Drivers, start your engines.
The most powerful cars on the NASCAR station in the Bradshaw Car Modifieds will go at it for 100 laps. The Traffic Control Safety Services Restart Choice Cone.
All right, the Modifieds have thundered to life here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Folks, this is going to be something else. Little breaking news, Bob. The winner of the stadium stock race has been disqualified according to post-race technical inspection. We do not know what for, but when we find out, that came directly from Bowman Gray Stadium, we will let you know exactly what happens here. It's been a wild one on the racetrack and in the pit area here the last few weeks, but nothing's going to get wilder than the Modifieds.
And, you know, there's so many storylines in this one. Slate Myers certainly one of them, that 17-year-old kid. 2 wins already in NASCAR Modifieds. And remember, he won a 25-lapper. He won a 50-lapper. I talked to him today in the pit area. He said, you know what's next? A 100-lapper. And he starts on the inside of that second row. If he can grab the lead from his uncle or Danny Bone, Slate Myers can control the field here. He's the son of Burt Myers. He can maybe get the biggest win of his career, and it's been a heck of a season. I've seen this kid develop and mature, you know, with our own eyes this year, not last year, but this year in the NASCAR Modifieds.
Slate Myers becoming one of the superstars here at the Madhouse. And speaking of shows, this right here is the showstopper. The only driver brave enough tonight to take the fans challenge, which means if you qualified in the top 4, you get to declare whether you want to start in the rear. If you start in the rear and you make it up to the top 4 by the end of the night, you win a $3,000 bonus. Folks, the showstopper has been the money grabber because 4 of the last 5 winners of the fans challenge bonus have been won by none other than Chris Fleming, and he has totaled $28,000 in bonus money in doing that, Bob.
And I love the fact that Chris Fleming does that. He's never shy about taking the fans challenge, and he does so tonight. Starts 24th. We'll see if he comes through the field. You know, if we take a look through this field, we talked about something earlier that's really interesting, and it involves our second place point man, the Rocket, Tim Brown, in the 83. He's got 2 wins so far this year, and Tim Brown tonight not in the car that he has won with this year. He's in the orange Jerry Hunt Super Center machine. This is a car that he's been experimenting with, some new technology, if you will, or a new setup, I should say, underneath that 83. Not the traditional setup that he normally likes to run, but he had problems with that blue 83 earlier in the day, some front suspension after the morning practice, some problems there.
A little crash,
he's in the other car. It's not a backup car, but the other car for Tim Brown. So we'll see if Tim can come through the field here tonight and grab win number 3 on the season. He will line up 9th.
Lining up 9th will be Tim Brown. Burt Myers, your points leader, will be in the back of the field as well. He might wish he took the fans' challenge with the driver of the number 1 starting 19th. He might as well have.
Burt Myers, it's 100 laps. Long distance. That CitraSafe machine might be good tonight.
Here we go, folks. The ground pounders. These are the drivers that live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower. And as the fans rise to their feet at the Madhouse in excitement, the NASCAR Modifieds take the green, but the yellow flag is out as Danny Bone on the inside does not go. Folks, remember, the initial start is started by the flagman. It is spelled out in the driver's meeting. The leader does not dictate anything on the initial start, but does so on each restart tonight.
Take a look at the outside of that second row. If you're a rookie, you're starting close to the top for Lonnie Oakley tonight. Can he hold on to a top 5 position?
Here we go. The Market USA 100 is green.
Danny Bone grabs that.
Oh,
trouble. The Big B coffee machine of Ethan Truel.
Holloman involved with heavy contact as well, Bob, in the number 69 right behind it.
Yeah, it looks like Mason Lawson also down there in the Can-Am machine. So trouble instantaneously in the NASCAR Modified Big 100 lapper here midsummer at Bowman Gray Stadium. And John Holloman has the net down. Let's take a look at what happened in our Hudson Auto Works replay. Going down to the corner, look about right there.
Oh, you know what happened, Bob? It looked like the 64 was cleared. He came down and made contact. The orange roofed car you see on your screen comes down to get the bottom spot, and Lawson was there, and that caused them to hit the wall.
Yeah, Ethan Truel was not clear, but tried. You got to get to the bottom, and I'm sure that's what Ethan and his sponsor were thinking about. Last
spotter,
year's spotter. That team.
You're just thinking of coffee, weren't you, when you said
was.
sponsor? I
That's
mean,
right.
We could use some coffee.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, maybe not you, because you usually eat too many little donuts, right? But you got to rub that in a little bit. But bad break for several of the big competitors. John Holloman and Ethan Truel, who's going to get a good opportunity in the Smart Modified Tour here coming up soon in the Hillbilly Racing Ride.
All right, as Big Red goes to tow this race car off the track, we will take a quick break here on Flow Racing, and we'll be back with the rest of the Market USA 100. Welcome back on a beautiful night here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina at historic Bowman Gray Stadium. The NASCAR Brad's Golf Cars Modifieds are on the track 4 laps into the market. USA 100.
We saw this driver really earn the right to contend for a win. He's really cut his teeth here over the last few years on a part-time basis, but he was in contention in that last 100-lapper. The son of Bobby Hutchins, and we know how popular Bobby was around Bowman Gray Stadium, but Trey Hutchins in the same car that his dad used to use. It's a 2008 chassis, but Trey is really showing that how strong he can be as a driver. He's got a great job away from the racetrack, but loves to come out to Bowman Gray Stadium anytime that he can. And right now, he's still in the thick of things early in this one, which is 5 laps complete.
Of course, his grandpa, Bud Hutchins, owning some modifieds. This is a generational modified, family. And right in front of them is the number 17 car, and that is Lonnie Oakley, the rookie competitor, enjoying a 5th place right now currently as they stand. Last week he missed the feature, had engine troubles. The Lineback Race Cars crew and John Smith, the Mayberry Bullet, trying to help out this rookie and speed up his learning curve. And tonight he's thrown to the wolves here at the front of this field, and let's see how he can hang on. He's got the rocket to his outside.
I was just looking at that. Definitely Lonnie Oakley getting schooled right now. Good learning experience for him. Coming back to the green, Danny Bone on the gas, grabs that lead over Jason Myers. Battle is on for 3rd with Trey Hutchins on the outside of Slate Myers.
Oh, the front 2 cars are single file, but behind them, the 14 of Hutchins closes in 4th in front of Tim Brown. Further on back in the field, side by side, the Snowman's on the outside, Junior Snow.
And Junior Snow, you know he'd love to get at the car. Just 2 vehicles in front of him. Junior Snow running just outside the top 5. Lonnie Oakley, all sorts of sideways coming off the corner. Holy moly, did he hold on to that machine. Great job by Oakley. But Junior Snow, by the way, now just 2 cars behind Tim Brown.
And looking now further back in this field, as Bob, you just said Oakley, and now Gerstner is underneath him. But on the field, on the screen right now, you're seeing the showstopper making his way up through the field. Your fans challenge bonus guy. And further on back, Lonnie Oakley sideways. So is Jeremy Gerstner, who almost wrecks a wild lap here on the front straightaway. 2 cars saving it somehow.
So look at the showstopper. Fleming picking up another spot. He is following Burt Myers through the field. And how about Burt Myers now right behind Mike Speeney? The Myers-Speeney rivalry doesn't continue here tonight. Lonnie Oakley, there's the 55 car of Jeremy Gerstner. Kyle Southern behind him in the Ace Hardware machine. Then lies Speeney. And behind Speeney is Burt Myers. Remember, at the top of the show, we talked about the Myers family's rivalry with Mike Speeney. It grows by the week.
Oh, yes. You never know what's going to happen here at Bowman Gray Stadium, especially with those families. And right now we're looking at the Flying Floridian doing all he can to hang on to that car because the Ace Hardware number 9 is on his tail. Burt Myers right behind them in the 11th position. Chris Fleming now in 12th. No timing and scoring here at Bowman Gray Stadium. So you see the ticker on your screen. This race is being hand-scored, old school. But Bob, that's about to change here soon.
Absolutely. It looks like we're going to be testing out for the NASCAR Modifieds only some electronic scoring next week. And then that would engage, if it goes well, in the race after the break, after that 4th of July weekend.
Up at the front of this field is Danny Bone, one of the hottest drivers in Southern Modified Auto Racing, winning on the Smart Tour. Bob, what, 5 times you announced? 4 times you announced on that tour. And right now he's got his hands full for the lead with your pole sitter, Jason Myers.
Danny Bone, the leader of the Smart Modified Tour point standings with the victories he's gathered here this year. This is his own ride that he traditionally runs in the bigger races in NASCAR modified competition. Yellow flag is out.
Oh.
We got some chaos, and it includes the 55 of Jeremy Gerstner, who was holding on to that race car. So Gerstner, I saw the 00 as well down there. We like to call him the Flying Taco. Danny Probst, one of the most colorful characters, as is Jeremy Gerstner in the 55 car.
Well, they're both flying.
That's
One's
right.
a taco, one's a Floridian.
Not tonight on the racetrack, though.
Several Floridians like tacos.
Well, I guess Gerstner flew around in turn number 4.
He spun around in a flying fashion.
That's right.
His wife, Dawn, is his spotter on the radio with him, so wonder what she is saying on the Racing Electronics radios.
The car behind the 55 is Lonnie Oakley.
Let's take a look at the Hudson Auto Works replay of this one to see if we could see what happened between the number 9 and the Flying Floridian.
Does the 9 get into him? He
Yep.
does. And that 55 car has been light in the center of the corner. You could see him almost catching it in a four-wheel drift upon entry. So when Southern hit him in the back end, that car was already light, and it just instantaneously sent him around.
There is your leader, Danny Bone, in the North American Construction 57, a third-generation talent, as well as a third-generation talent behind him in Jason Myers.
Let's take this opportunity and march through the field a little bit.
Yes.
Second place is Jason Myers. Myers in the number 4 machine. He's won, 43 times, I think, in NASCAR modified competition here at this racetrack, and has already won a twin 25-lap race here this season. But Myers, really committed to going after a championship, winning races, stepped off the Smart Modified Tour a couple of seasons ago.
Second pole here at Bowman Gray tonight. Great run for him.
Yeah, KW Locksmith, number 4 machine for Jason Myers, who's thinking about maybe going to Caraway Speedway in a couple of weeks and running another
July 4th.
Smart Modified Tour race on Independence Day. And behind him, his nephew, Slate Myers. We've talked all about him, the 17-year-old sensation. Right behind that number 4 car is the number 6. We're about to go green in another lap, maybe 2, not sure just yet, as they try to line them up. 2 laps to go. And Slate Myers learning a lot.
Here. Let's see what happens in the choose.
Ran his first full-bodied race car at Ace Speedway a couple of weeks ago and finished in the 2nd spot.
Yeah, Slate is definitely a talent on the rise, not just here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Jason Myers choosing the outside, the top. All these restarts for you tonight in this Market USA 100 will be choose cone restarts. So these restarts are worth the price of admission, Bob.
Burt Myers in the number 1 machine, up to the 10th spot by virtue of the CitraSafe choose cone.
Here we go. Coming back to green to lap 25. The leader has to fire first. Cat and mouse games afoot. The 57 does not go. They clearly say in each driver's meeting for these that the initial start is done by the flagman, but every restart, the leader has to fire first, and Danny Bone was not the first to fire.
Yeah,
Re-rack them and restack them.
That's some veteran moves right there. Jason Myers trying to gain every advantage he can get. Danny goes, okay, if you're that close, I'm just going to hold back. Let's see what happens on attempt number 2.
Clean and green, the 57 fires first. Can the 4 get to the bottom? Will Slate let him in? The 4 stays up top, coming through turn 2. He gets it. Now the battle is on for 4. The Rocket, Tim Brown, is underneath the 14 car of Trey Hutchins. Trying to move into that top 4 is Tim Brown.
Tim Brown looking good in this race car with that, setup that's not traditional. And Tim Brown in the orange Jerry Hunt Super Center machine is up to 4th. And look at who is right behind him. How about that? Junior Snow, if he gets by the 14 of Trey Hutchins, and a little contact between the 51 and the 14. But remember what happened last week. Junior Snow and Tim Brown, their families involved in a little physical altercation, as well as a war of words in the pit area. And then what happened in the drivers' meeting was just continued the drama between those two drivers.
Well, the drama most certainly continued as Junior Snow sat in Tim Brown's seat in the drivers' meeting purposely. wearing a shirt that said Sucker Punch on it. Tim Brown was not happy with Junior Snow. They had words, calmly, but very firmly, and then those words carried on after the drivers' meeting out behind the field house. Drama, inside drama, racing around a football field. Now single file, the cars go. 31 laps now on the board. The only side-by-side battle right now is Hutchins. Hutchins and Southern get together going into turn number 1, and it takes out the showstopper. Chris Fleming now spins into the turn 1 wall. Your fans challenge driver. Let's see if there's damage significant maybe on that 16, or if he got away with one.
He might have got away with one. I see a little damage to the back bumper, but we'll see when he gets that car pointed straight to see if the tires are all in a line. We're going to take a look at the replay of what exactly happened to Chris Fleming, and there you see the 14 of Hutchins shoot up the racetrack, and I believe Hutchins was really just trying to get out of the way.
Did you see the 16 stab the gas knowing his rear end was going towards that wall and save that car? Okay, not only did he broadslide it, but he jabbed the gas to get that car off of that wall.
And you can see where Hutchins hit him on that left side Nerf bar. Right at the door panel. Let's take a look at another view that we have of this. We'll slow it down and watch Hutchins. He's hard on the binders, but that car just pushes its nose, and he might have had some left front suspension damage on that race car from the contact with the 9 of Kyle Southern.
Yeah, right before that happened, the 9 and the 14, I was looking right at it, had some major league contact there. That kind of started that whole mess right there that you saw that took out the number 16.
I'm looking at this race car for the showstopper, and you can see, the
header's
bumper
pushed down a little lower, right?
I don't know.
No?
I was trying to look at the front end of the machine, honestly, and that's kind of, it looks like, I'm not sure, just a little bit of damage there, but shouldn't hurt that race car. I believe that Chris Fleming's okay.
Wow, wouldn't that be something if his night can continue here and he could chase that $3,000 bonus. He elected to start in the rear, and now he has to go back to the rear and reset and try to make it up to the top 4 for $3,000. It's the race within the race that we talk about each week, folks.
So we were talking about Junior Snow and Tim Brown just prior to that incident, and you know how things work in racing. Now they're running together.
Oh, yes.
And we'll see where, each one picks at the choose cone.
Well, that used to happen in the Cup Series. If 2 drivers got together, right, inherently they would be on the driver intro truck next week.
But what's interesting here is these are 2 fiery competitors, and this is their conversation just outside the drivers' meeting area here at Bowman Gray Stadium when Junior Snow sat in Tim Brown's spot, a spot that Tim Brown has been sitting in
Since
the
90s.
locker room for decades. And he had that Sucker Punch t-shirt on. And what that refers to is some physical altercations that happen in the pit area, that supposedly some punches were thrown, and now they're running together. And listen, Junior Snow has told us as they come up to the choose cone, he said, listen, I don't want Tim Brown to win this championship. But both of those guys are ultra competitive. And now Junior Snow is on the inside of row number 3, Tim Brown on the outside of row number 2. As Slate Myers and Danny Bone gets a run, you're going to see Tim Brown and Junior Snow be side by side.
Oh, the plots at Bowman Gray Stadium. I've heard people say this is, it's like wrestling up there, or, oh, it's scripted. You can't script this deep-rooted rivalries, these deep-rooted emotions that happen here. The ground pounders now come back to life. Lap 38 on the board. Danny Bone, your leader. Now the battle for the bottom. Stale. Brown trying to get to the bottom. No, he goes to the outside of Slate Myers in the north turn.
And here comes Snow. Mike Speedy is there as well. Brown is able to get down. Brown gets down in front of the 51. Speedy still to the top side. Nope. He tucks to the bottom as well, right behind it in contact. Riley Neal and Mike Speedy get together, and we got a caution in turns 3 and 4.
Lonnie Oakley involved. Lee Jeffries involved. A mess there in the north turn, but Most of the cars get out unscathed. We'll see about Mike Spini. Spini's number 10 car sits there in the north turn. He is currently third in points, 33 points back of Burt Myers. Jimmy Brown talking to him right now. Let's look at the Hodson Auto Works replay, and you see what happened there. He didn't, the 07 had the spot because the 10 did not come down.
Yeah, and basically he didn't get down because he tried to. Watch what he does here. He gets into the back of the 51. He was trying to get down, but he didn't want to really just nail that 51 as well.
Yep.
And that left just a little bit for the 07 of Neal to get underneath him, and I don't believe that Spini thought he was going to be there.
You make a good point too, because if you're trying to stay off of him as aggressively as he was, but then you try to go to the left, that side swipes the bumper. That swipes the bumper. When you swipe across the bumper like that, if you're hitting it too hard, that could cause the car to spin.
Watch this. Watch Spini try to get to the inside. He knows he's going to hit him, and he tries to check up, and it opens the door for Riley Neal, and then Neal just finishes him off. And you see Neal, once Spini came down a little bit, Neal said, dude, you're going around because you're occupying the spot that the front end of my car had already gone to.
And Neal kept on going. He never stopped. So he'll line up where they blended. Watch. You see the 07 never doesn't stop. So he does not get stopped. Barely. So he's going to blend right there.
But what's wrong with the right front on the 07?
Because he took a little monster truck ride.
He did. He went up and over this number 10 QRC HVAC and refrigeration machine. So Neal, maybe the toe is out. Maybe he's got something bent on that right front suspension. Who knows? We'll see when we go back to green flag racing. There is Spini, you mentioned, third in points coming into this one. Already a winner this year is Mike Spini. And we call him the Bulldog because he likes to use that front bumper. He's aggressive. He's fun to watch. But sometimes other competitors don't like him all too much. And now he's got to make his way through this field, but he's got over 50 laps to get there.
There's Daniel Beeson's car, the number 44, Kernersville, North Carolina. And Koger Plumbing on the back, a little damage on the back bumper of that car. And, hey, we got to give a shout-out tonight to one of the greatest stock car drivers in the world. The King, Richard Petty, subscribed to Flow Racing just to watch Daniel Beeson because, of course, the legendary garage, the Petty garage, Beeson's up there, and the King will pop in from time to time and talk to Daniel. And he actually said, hey, I got a Flow subscription to watch you run that modified. And tonight, Beeson has returned to action here at Bowman Gray Stadium for this Market USA 100, trying to do the King proud.
That's pretty neat. I mean, Richard Petty, you were a huge fan of his
I
growing
wrote book
up
reports about
as a
him.
kid. You did.
Him and AJ.
Yes, and you know, I've had the opportunity, I've been blessed, honored to talk to the King so many times and the entire Petty family and what Daniel Beeson and you know, everybody's trying to do there to protect the legacy of the Petty family is so important. So 44 laps into this one, the Citra Safe Cleaners track cleanup team taking care of getting this facility back in order to go back to green flag racing. Up front, Danny Bone, 20-time winner in NASCAR modified competition here at this racetrack, leading a guy that's won a bunch, over 40. Jason Myers in second, his nephew Slate Myers in the third spot as they come down the backstretch here. Fourth is the Rocket Tim Brown. Right behind him, his new arch enemy, the 51 of Junior Snow. And then behind that, Kyle Southern. See Jordan Fleming, Burt Myers, Daniel Beeson in the top 10, almost halfway through this 100-lapper at Bowman Gray Stadium. And there is the choose cone. And just like we've seen, everybody kind of staying in line in terms of inside and out throughout the top 10 except for the 82 of Lawson.
Chris Fleming rejoins the rear of the field. He went to the pit area, and he will regain his chance to try to go for the fans challenge. Now up front.
Hold on, what's going on? Jason Myers said we're not throwing a green. So he wanted to make sure maybe there's something on the track that Jason sees. I'm sure some communication is going on from the team to officials, but unless Jason Myers has a problem right now, and it didn't look like by the way he took off, You know, he's trying to notify the officials of something, and that's something, you know, we see often when a veteran racer, no, Jason Myers is going to the pit area. Jason
You're
Myers,
right.
something amiss on the number 4 car. What a bad break for the working man.
So what this does, Bob, is since we've already chosen, now the rows just slide up, so give P2 to the guy that started the day with as much bad luck as you could possibly have, but now has moved up to the outside of the front row. It will be bad to the bone, Danny Bone, with the rocket, Tim Brown, to the outside for this restart. Coming to lap 49 when we fire the button here, Bob.
Bone, nice, slow pace to the restart zone. He actually is on the gas, but a good restart by the 83 of Tim Brown. Look out, Slate Myers is there trying to fill the hole. Tim Brown going to be able to get into second here, and now hot on the back bumper. Didn't we see this a couple of years ago in a 200-lapper here? We are now halfway through this one, and it's Danny Bone in the lead, but we got another yellow out, the Flying Taco. Danny Probst goes around in 4.
The Taco has spun around in the cilantro coming out of turn number 4.
Is that what the grass is down there?
Yeah, it's a cilantro,
It's
man.
onions?
I mean, down there towards his pit area, it's clearly cilantro growing there by Jimmy Brown. But, you know, the El Padrino Mav music machine with a little damage, you see some spark in there as he's got a tire maybe down here on the right side.
But we're going to try to effort what happened to the 4 car of Jason Myers down in the pit area as well. Bad break for Jason Myers, and now Danny Probst out as well.
Let's take a quick break on Flow Racing. We'll be back midway through the 100.
Watching some action in the pit area at Bowman Gray Stadium, right about the halfway point in this 100-lap distance. And Jason Myers, just prior to that last green flag run, had actually pulled off the racetrack after running second for the majority of the first part of this race. He had climbed out of that race car, and a bad break for Jason Myers in the pit area right now. Juice Cone is out. See, Tim Brown on the outside of Danny Bone.
Kyle Southern going to the top 2, Bob, in that second row.
Young Slate Myers on the inside of the second row.
Welcome Burt Myers to the outside and welcome him to the top 6 for the first time this evening.
Big race, 100 laps. These drivers love these races. Danny Bone will not let Rocket Tim Brown get the advantage. Coming back to the restart area, they both fire. Another good restart by both of these drivers.
Gotta love that side by side. Nerf bar to Nerf bar. Now Tim Brown tries to get to the bottom. He does. Slate Myers lets him in. Kyle Southern in the next row on the outside. A little bit of a jam up there. Junior Snow gets free. Southern gets shuffled on back.
Jordan Fleming having himself a good run as well. Welcome to the top 5, possibly. Kyle Southern doesn't want to give it up, but he's going to have to because the outside is the tough way around this quarter-mile oval. Jordan Fleming up to 5th.
Jordan Fleming, good run for that driver as he boot scoots and boogies through the south turn right there. And now Southern hanging on for dear life on the outside, and the ace has got the spot.
Burt Myers, remember, started 19th in this race here tonight, and now he has moved into the top 6.
Wow, from 19 to 6 is impressive, Bob. And Burt Myers, your points leader, trying to catch up to the driver who sits in second. That orange car on the left side of your screen is your second place points man, and he doesn't want to have many spots between them at the end of the Market USA 100.
The 16 of Chris Fleming trying to make his way through the field as the fans challenge driver. Behind that, Mike Speeney, a couple cars behind the 16. Speeney who just had an incident back on the racetrack. Third place in points, wants to get as many spots as he can. Fleming up to 11th.
Fleming right now getting by Gerstner, doing so physically in the south turn as he tries to march back up to the top 4. And there is the number 82 to the bottom side of the 55. Here comes the Bulldog. The Bulldog now underneath Gerstner. Will he get the spot? Riley Neal behind them trying to recover. He tries to fill the hole down the back straightaway.
We got less than 40 to go in this one. Still plenty of time for somebody that is clawing their way to the top, like a Burt Myers, to actually go after this win. But Burt is having trouble with the 99 car of Jordan Fleming. He got to the back bumper. You see that orange bumper, which is a great podcast, by the way. You got to check it out. But that orange bumper on Burt Myers' machine just knocked up just a little bit.
Well, we've seen that a time or two here from Mr. Myers, that bumper being pushed up a little northbound. And Jordan Fleming, who's had some bad luck this year, but has had speed in that race car. His first full-time effort in a modified here at Bowman Gray Stadium. And Crab Smith giving him the opportunity to be in that race car for the season. Here comes Burt Myers looking down low, trying to peek underneath the car, letting him know that he wants the spot.
Yeah, wants the spot, but he's not going to get it easy from Jordan Fleming. I mean, the Flemings and the Myers have battled for years, and Jordan's a good race car driver.
Oh,
just
he's loose,
because
though.
Burt shows him the nose, he's not going to just give up the spot.
Well, what you see there is the 99, though, isn't doing that veteran thing where he's slowing down in the center of the corner. Bob, the last 2 laps, it looks like when Burt got into him and showed his inside move there, that the 99's driving harder. Now, that could be really good. He could gap him, but it could also lead to a mistake.
They're catching the 51 of Junior Snow in front of them as well. So just interesting things. By the way, I believe now, indeed, Chris Fleming is in the top 10.
Oh, wow. Chris Fleming recovering pretty quickly. He's going to need some caution flags to try to get up to that top 4. And with the drivers that we have currently in the top 4, that's going to be really hard to do. The next person on his hit list will be Daniel Beeson right now, that is having a really strong run in that blue number 44 legendary garage machine.
Yeah, Fleming 16 is a few cars behind this. About 3 cars behind this battle right now. Fleming up to 9th, Randy Butner in 10th.
Burt Myers again seeking daylight to the bottom side of the 99. A little gentle tap, tap,
We got
tap
some
there.
trouble in turn number 4. Lawson and Riley Neal stop, and that'll bring out the caution.
Let's take a quick break here live on Flow Racing. We'll be back with the rest of the Market USA 100. Live on Flow Racing. Welcome back to the Madhouse, Bowman Gray Stadium. And we are, of course, streaming live on Flow. So if you're watching from Iowa, or you're watching from the woods of Maine in a cabin like Racing Electronics' Kevin Hughes, we welcome you to Bowman Gray Stadium Racing and the Market USA 100. We're 74 laps in. And Bob, we saw something before with our second place man, Jason Myers, who was the pole sitter, having trouble.
Yeah, I just got a report from one of my friends down in the pit area, Nikki Gravitt, and spoke to Jason Myers. And Unfortunately, Jason Myers said we just blew up. So bad break underneath the hood for the driver of the 4 machine.
Nikki helping you out with one of your projects, a new website, The Repave, covering short track pavement racing in America. So kudos to you guys for doing what you do in the sport. And great to see anybody who covers this sport. There's so many out there that cover it. We love the photographers here at Bowman Gray Stadium and all the journalists. Of course, the Winston-Salem Journal locally here in this region covering Bowman Gray racing like no other as far as local papers. You don't see that across America anymore, and they do a great job as well.
Yeah, you love the Winston-Salem Journal. People, TV stations like WXII as well coming out here.
WGHP, and yeah, so many.
What track in America has that type of media coverage? It's incredible. But Danny Bone has been incredible tonight as well. We're about to double up this next time by. You know,
I told Will, who's with you with the Repave, I said, you know, the good thing about Bowman Gray is you just show up and the content comes to you.
Yes, indeed. Oh, gosh. And sometimes it's in the grandstands. That's just entertaining as the racing, honestly.
Oh, man, I got to tell you, if you've never been here and experienced it as a fan, it's something you need to do, folks. I've met some people that have come from Canada as a father and son doing that.
Listen, this is drama. This is Bowman Gray, right? Well, look at who's lined up right behind Tim Brown now.
Oh, would that be Junior Snow on the outside of the second row? The plot thickens. Yes. There is Junior Snow's pink number 51 lined up behind the back I-beam bumper of Tim Brown. Coming to the restart, 78 laps will click on the board when they cross the line. Green flag back out. Slate Myers with the charge in the inside, trying to fill that hole so the 83 can't come down. He does so, all single file up through the top 7.
And Burt Myers now up to 5th. Junior Snow, by the way, got his left front tire down on the rubble strips on the exit of the corner in turn number 4. Really upset that car last time down there, but everybody's single file in this race except for Jeremy Gerstner, who gets into Randy Butner a little bit further back in the field, just outside the top 10.
Butner in the white number 5 hanging on to it further back in the field, and we have single file racing all the way around the famed quarter mile. 19 laps to go.
Danny Bone just so poised behind the wheel, running this car here at the stadium. Runs for Andretti over there. Nice blue and white number 25 modified, where he's the point leader in the Smart Modified Tour. He's going after win 21. Junior Snow and Burt Myers battling for 4th. Snow, that car not exactly where he wants it to be, but he's trying to hold on to a pretty good finish because he's right up there in the points right now.
Junior Snow, after a tough week the last 2 weeks, trying to rebound his points effort. And there is that 51 holding off, one of the greatest to ever hold the steering wheel.
I want to say a big happy birthday to Junior Snow's dad.
Yes,
obviously
Jeff
Father's
Snow.
Day weekend as well. So big happy birthday to Jeff.
Some fathers in this field, and that you're looking at one of them right behind Junior Snow. That is Burt Myers. His son now sits 2 cars in front of him in the 3rd position. Slate Myers with a great run as well tonight in that number 6 car.
Speeney slow on the racetrack.
Oh.
Danny Bone about to go around him. So Speeney, maybe something amiss on the QRC race car. He's going a lap down now.
Wow.
Bad break for him because he's right there trying to go after this championship.
Bad break for your 4th place points, man. Speeney's troubles continue tonight. The QRC car is slow on the track. Chris Fleming gets around him, trying to move up into that 4th spot, but he's still got a few cars to go, and we only have 12 laps to go.
Hey, Fleming is up to 8th now.
Wow, 8th. He's got 4 more spots. 4 more spots to go if he wants the $3,000 bonus.
Danny Bone now opening up a lead with just a great effort. By the way, Mike Smith, we call him Andretti, helps out Danny Bone on this race car. His dad, Eddie Bone, is always at the racetrack with his son. Danny Bone, a 3rd generation racer out of New Jersey. That family, just so many wins amongst Parker and Eddie, and now Danny Bone as well. Tim Brown in 2nd. Slate Myers continues to run in 3rd.
We just saw a little bit of contact increasing here between the 51 and the 1 car the last time around. Now the steel, hitting the steel of both of those cars. Burt Myers is knocking on the door of the Snowman.
We're under 10 to go now. So Danny Bone trying to keep the 83 behind him, and if we stay green, I think it's going to be all Danny Bone unless something goes awry in that race car. But that interesting battle right now is for that 4th spot with Junior Snow and Burt Myers. Myers trying to go to the outside, or at least an outside to in maneuver to get by Junior Snow. Myers' car definitely faster than the 51.
The 51 masterfully using the inside there and protecting the bottom, doing so almost at all costs, but that is what you do here at Bowman Gray Stadium. So that gives the number 1 a choice. Do I use my orange bumper to move him up a groove, or can I peek to the outside? If he does it too many times, Jordan Fleming will enter the fray.
Yeah, I think Myers was trying to do that outside to in maneuver, but that car would not cut in the center of the corner like he wants it to. Now 4 laps to go in this one, and Chris Fleming, by the way, for the Fans Challenge, running out of time.
Fleming running out of time. Now there will be single file restarts if we do have a yellow flag. Myers hounding the back bumper of Junior Snow. 3 laps to go. This is the battle that everybody in the stadium is looking at right here for the 4th position. Snow hanging on. Burt Myers, it's still a good points night even if he doesn't get by him. Coming to the white flag. The white flag now out for the number 57. The North American Construction Machine shows up here at Bowman Gray for the big shows. And tonight, bad to the bone, he does it in the Market USA 100. Give it to Danny Bone.
Danny Bone, pretty incredible win, 21 for him in his career at Bowman Gray Stadium. And now the 4th win of his season, between 3 on the Smart Modified Tour and 1 here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Big night for Danny Bone. Big night in the booth for us because we got some flashing S&P lemonades delivered to us. Great night for Danny Bone, one of the hottest drivers in Southern Modified Racing. Thank you, Seth, who's sweating his brains out right here, giving us some lemonades. But the guy that's going to be celebrating with maybe some lemonade or something else in his lemonade tonight will be Danny Bone, now gripping that checkered flag, the 3rd generation talent, the grandson of New Jersey's great Parker Bone and Eddie Bone, taking a victory lap. A former champion here at Bowman Gray Stadium gets it done.
Danny Bone, you could consider him the hottest modified driver in the country this year.
Not just the South.
He has just been so good with 3 wins on the Smart Modified Tour. He's got that, just great point lead right now. And then Danny Bone, with his 21st career modified win here, ties Tim Dwiggins, Brent Elliott, and Frank Fleming for 25th place on the modified wins list at the stadium.
The big one. Everybody wants to win the 100 lappers here at Bowman Gray Stadium, and this guy shows up for the big races, and he did it tonight. Let's go down trackside to Brandy Pulliam, who will be there for Victory Lane, and the winner, Danny Bone.
That North American Construction Amerifast, number 57 of Danny Bone. Get a nice cold lime Gatorade. Race fans, let him hear it. Danny Bone. Win number 2 of the season. Danny, let's go up here to the Carolina Wood Floors winner's circle. Delta and Jay Mitchell, a Market USA. Got a nice trophy for you, Danny. Something about these 100 lappers, you've got them covered, buddy.
Yeah, we had a really good car. Got to thank my guys, my dad, everybody that helps out with this thing. Scott Brannick with North American Construction, Amerifast Supply. I went and saw Puddin' Swisher today. I told him I would thank him in Victory Lane. So Puddin' Swisher, S&R Motor Company, Bill Steen Shocks, Magnus Rear Ends, the Francis family, we're thinking about them. Dennis with PME is having some health issues, so thinking about him, like, this is just awesome. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. My dad works his ass off on this car, so it's cool to put it in Victory Lane.
Congratulations, Danny. You got a big winner's trophy to accept from Delta and Jay Mitchell of Market USA for your victory in the Market USA 100.
Sportsman race number 2 is up next as Danny Bones celebrates the winner.
They'll pick up 4 of those delicious milkshakes, courtesy of Chick-fil-A Thruway Shopping Center. What a good night for those. It'll cool them off. Right now, I'm going to send it upstairs in the tower to CC for the starting lineup for the second 20-lap event for the Laws of the John Barrow Sportsman Series. Thank you, Randy. Starting on the point in the first position is the number 24 of A.J. Burney. Started second on the outside of row number 1, Kirk Sheets. Starting third in the number 38 is Mitch Gales. Starting fourth outside of row number 2 is Zach Orr. Starting fifth in number 97 is Brian Sykes.
Welcome back to historic Bowman Gray Stadium for tonight's running of NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Weekly Racing Series action at the Madhouse. And the modified race just concluded with Danny Bone winning. He's doing some media. Well, right now, the Sportsman Division has entered the track, the law offices of John Barrow Sportsman Division. Let's give you the starting lineup for this second of the Twin 20s. On the pole, the driver of the number 24 machine, the Swamp Car from Oswego, New York. It's the Furnace, A.J. Burness. To the outside of him in the Zero machine, we call him the Zero Hero. The Kirkland Special, it's Kirk Sheets.
On the bottom of row number 2, the number 38 of Mitch Gales. Mitch Gales, an 8-time Sportsman winner here at the stadium. And to his outside, one of the hottest drivers at Bowman Gray in this division this year, 4-time winner in the 55, Zach Orr.
The next row will consist of Brian Sykes Sr. and Brian Sykes Jr. on that next row.
A pair of winners in row number 4, the 28 of Nate Gregg, 3 times a winner this year, and Justin Taylor in the 12, who won the big 100 lapper here a couple of weeks ago.
Row 5 will have on the inside the Rocket Donkey number 98. It's the show, Billy Gregg. To the outside, the winner of your first race, drawing the 10 on the invert, Harkey Litigation 21 for the Tiger, Tommy Neal.
My brother has always wanted to be a rock star. The driver of the 03 is Sterling Plemons, will line up 11th. To his outside in 12th, the 26 of Austin Cates.
Starting on the inside of the 7th row will be T. Dawson. To the outside, the 07, it's Kenneth Stimpson.
And then in the number 37, starting 15th, will be Chris Massey. And Jonathan Simicek in the number 5 machine had some troubles in the first race here tonight. He starts 16th.
Brent Brown and Marty Wilmoth round out the rear of this field for this 20-lap race. And we talked about it before. The winner of the first race drew the 10 pill. That's the 21.
But a little driver change as we go into this race.
Tell us.
Brian Sykes Jr., who is top 5 in the point standings, must have had some problems. We saw right front fender missing on that 99 car, but he's going to be in this machine, the white 97, normally driven by his dad.
So Father's Day.
Yes. Father gives up something for the son. Wait a second, that's a backwards present.
But the kids don't realize what we do for them, right? Hudson or Levi or Luke or, Blaze. So us fathers will give anything for our kids. And tonight, father, Brian Sykes Sr., giving for his kid, Brian Sykes Jr., and letting him take the wheel of his white number 97.
Second time this year, Sykes the dad Sykes has given up his
Yes.
ride. Billy Gregg took over that ride a couple of weeks ago.
That's right.
Another car I want to talk about here is, just to make note, the 21, that red and white machine for the Tiger, Tommy Neal. He won his 59th career NASCAR Sportsman race here earlier this evening, and now by virtue of a 10 pill that was picked for the invert, he will start 10th.
10th position for the Tiger. But we've seen him claw his way through the field. That would be Jeff.
I see what you did there.
That would be Jeff Bunton's bingo card, because
No.
he talks about he's got them claws out.
I'm going to call bingo pretty soon, by
He's
the way.
listening right now,
Yes,
so
and-
shout out to he and Whitney watching at home.
And I did
There's Squeaky
tweet
Brown.
out on X.
You did?
The bingo card
Oh,
a little
please don't
while
follow
ago.
Bob.
So make sure you follow that, Bob Dillner, in
Oh,
case you
Lord.
don't know. And you can mark your
Yahtzee.
bingo card off based on what Matthew says during the Flow Racing broadcast.
Oh, gosh. God help us here in the Flow Racing booth.
And how about this front row?
How about the hold on? Yeah. How about the front row?
The
This
furnace.
is just awesome.
The furnace, you're not allowed to say it. I am. I've never been told not to. So
No, his mother's the one that just doesn't like the nickname. He doesn't mind it. But you look at that car right there. It's been great to see him run up front and then to the outside, the Zero Hero. This driver likes to get a little loose on the outside, so this could be a very entertaining start to this one. Don't look now, though. The outside of the second row, it's Zach Orr.
neither of those cars look aerodynamic going into the second twin race.
Green flag is out. Twin 20, number 2 is underway. Burness to the inside, the Zero Hero to the outside. Here comes the good guy. Mitch Gale, smoke between the 24 and 0.
The good guy trying to get to the inside and get his way by Sheets. Sheets sideways like you predicted. Contact between Nate Gregg and Zach Orr. Damage to the front end of the 28 of Gregg, and a little damage to the back end of the 55 as well.
Wow.
Oh, no, hold on.
Oh,
Simicek is slowed and stopped.
great
pointing
job
the
by that
wrong way.
field. Wow, great
Wow.
job. Because that could have been tough coming through that turn with that car stopped right there. Wow.
So Simicek has been involved in 3 incidents this evening in the Twin 20 races for the sportsman class. And there
Damage.
is the damage to the front end of Nate Gregg's machine. He needs to hit somebody in front of him again, try to tear that thing
Yes,
off.
he does. Let's look at the Hudson Auto Works replay, and they get all stacked up, do they? And Zach Orr gets to the bottom and basically ripped off the front bumper of Nate Gregg's car with the rear of his car.
I'd love to see that once again, because that was a bold move.
Sure was.
If he didn't have any help to try to get to the bottom by Zach Orr, who, by the way, actually practiced a modified earlier today during the morning practice session. Zach Orr says he's going to actually be running that at Caraway in a couple weeks in the 602s. He got loose. That's what it was. The 55 got loose and was just shooting to the inside. Unfortunately, Nate Gregg was there. But that'll be interesting to see Zach Orr at Caraway Speedway on Saturday,
Yes,
July 4th.
I'd buy a ticket for that.
In a 602 modified.
I'd buy a ticket for that. Actually, I'm not going to buy a ticket. I'm going anyway, though.
So the official checks out Nate Gregg's machine and says, keep on going. So it looks like the body is intact enough on the 28 car.
There is the damage on Nate Gregg's car. The nose of that car, but none worse for the wear. And there is the Zero Hero, Kirk Sheets. He's already a 3-time dad. We're talking about Father's Day, but now he and Amber Lynn expecting Kirk's 4th child.
He'll still have one more to go to catch up to me.
You do have a football team, Bob.
I do. 5.
But Sheets' car doesn't look, well, it's missing some sheet metal as well. But Amber Lynn, his wife, expecting a child, and she was in the pits today sweating and helping out Kirk.
By the way, I'm going to give a shout out to my wife, Angie.
Yes.
Knee replacement surgery yesterday. I know she's in a lot of pain, but my son Luke probably watching tonight at home, and she might be listening, so I hope she's feeling just a little bit better.
Hopefully she packs in that Tylenol and she turns the volume down so she doesn't have to hear us like she has to hear you every week.
Yeah, exactly. She hears enough from me.
Well, we'll be coming back to green here with 2 laps on the scoreboard, and A.J. Burness, looking for his first ever win, leads them to green.
Burness gets a little push from Mitch Gale, shoots him a little bit further out front than he expected. There is Sheets with some damage on the front end of that car. I believe that's the right front fender just flying aimlessly at the front of the field. Oh, contact with Zach Orr. Sheets came down. Zach Orr was already there.
Big time contact and big time saves by both of those drivers as they go into the north turn side by side. Give the spot to Orr. Here comes the 12. Donkey Strong Taylor to the 4th spot.
Oh, Sheets, hold on, and he does. Tommy Neal with problems. Tommy Neal has got a broken suspension or something on that race car or a tire down, because you see sparks coming from the back end of the winner of the first Twin 20 race earlier this evening.
From the penthouse to the outhouse goes the Tiger. And there is the narwhal of the night. That does look like a narwhal, right?
Oh, narwhal actually has something.
Hope you find your dad, buddy.
Out in front, and there's the contact with Nate Gregg down in the corner. But by the way, the narwhal has something poking out from his nose. That's kind of poking out to the side.
It was a narwhal reference.
I think you got the wrong animal.
It's Father's Day, so that's why, hope you find your dad, buddy. See, that's a narwhal. I think that class, it's straight up in the air.
Wait a second. You need to Google a narwhal.
I know. It's got a big nose horn thing.
Yeah, is that a technical explanation?
Look it up. It says narwhals possess a big nose horn thing. And there is the Tiger. Shower of sparks ending his night. Kenneth Stimson, great job to get around him.
I was trying to
That's
see
a narwhal. That's a narwhal from this angle.
Narwhal. All right, folks. On social media, get on there right now. He hasn't had any little donuts. But is this a narwhal, or is it poking out the side? So is it not? Make sure you tag Matthew Dillner. So going back green, A.J. Burness in control of this race for now. Mitch Gales, the good guy, in second, but Zach Orr, Justin Taylor right behind that. Those are two guys that have already won this year. Gales right on the back bumper of the 24 for this restart.
Burness soars into the south turn using the outside groove, giving cleanly some daylight on the bottom for the good guy. Here comes Mitch Gales to the bottom. Will he have the lead? He will, coming off of turn number 4. Trouble behind them. Trouble behind them. Kirk Sheets, big contact with Nate Gregg. Now back up for the lead. Yellow flag is out.
Sheets has got problems. Slows in the corner. Looks like he's got a left front down on that race car.
The narwhal was sad that you picked on it.
It's not a narwhal.
It's a narwhal. Even Hope loved the reference.
I'm going to bring it up.
But Sheets will now go to the attention of his crew. His father-in-law, Ron Burchett, will likely grab the nose of that car. Let's see what happened here with Sheets. Greg to the inside on the Hudson Auto Works replay, and lots of contact between them as good old dad slips by. Bob looking at a picture of a narwhal and laughing.
I am. I'm looking right now, and I didn't know it was actually spelled Narwhal. But I learned something new here today just because of what you brought up.
Well,
and
you're welcome.
You're wrong,
You're
by
welcome.
the way. See that narwhal? The nose is out front.
Okay, well.
Not to the right.
It was like he was just, pointing northbound.
Oh, what you're saying is the narwhal that competed at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Yes. I mean, because if you're a narwhal, you're going to use your bumper a lot, and the nose is not going to be
got bent up
straight. Yeah, it's going to be cattywampus.
Oh, there we go. Check it on the bingo card.
No,
bingo.
You already said it. Well, let's clean up some things here in the booth and tell you that Mitch Gales is in the front of this one as we go 1 to go this time by. A.J. Burness is in second. Zach Orr in the third position. Justin Taylor in fourth. Points leader right behind Taylor, who's chasing him in points. Points leader in the fifth position. That's Billy Gregg in the 98.
The Tiger, Tommy Neal, back out on the racetrack as well, and he's got no sparks coming from the rear of that race car now, so that's a good thing for Tommy. He's back out there.
Trying to make the most of the Twin 20s here and gain him some spots. Now, green flag gets unfurled. 6 laps on the board. Zach Orr already to the bottom of A.J. Burness in turn number 1.
Zach Orr came into this weekend 18 points out of the lead of the NASCAR Local Racing Series for this particular division. I believe it's Division 2. So Zach Orr going after the lead, gets into the back bumper of the 38, Mitch Gales. Here comes Zach Orr, and the 38 lets him go. Zach Orr, the drive for 5, is alive tonight here at Bowman Gray.
Orr does a masterful job getting around him. Now Gales tries to stop the bleeding up top. A.J. Burness losing spots as he goes all sorts of sideways on the outside groove. Now Gales trying to get to the bottom, but Billy Gregg is there. Billy Gregg, your points leader, gets to P3.
Billy Gregg having a good points night. Had himself a good first race. Sterling Clemens out of shape. Brian Sykes Jr. there. And so is A.J. Burness.
A big gaggle of cars trading sheet metal here on the night before Father's Day. Brian Sykes Jr. donating it all over the place. That car is all sorts of bent up now.
There's a lot of all sorts of stuff going on right now in this one.
Well, it's a wild one.
Halfway through this one, Zach Orr, total control of this race in the 55. Taylor in second, Gregg in third.
Look at this battle right here as the 97 tries to get around the number 37, uses a little muscle to try to get by him as he does, but no, the 37 of Massey keeps the spot. And right behind him, Tiger Tommy Neal is going to show no patience.
I've been watching the battle for second. It just got close a second ago. It's kind of a little bit gapped again, but Gregg and Taylor have been going at it for that second spot. Taylor all sorts of out of sideways, as you would say. Gregg very aggressive in the 98. That is the battle between first and second in points.
The big points battle is up in the second position right now. Here comes Tommy Neal to the inside. Neal further back here gets by Sykes. Now everybody focuses their attention on the battle for second place. Justin Taylor wants to finish ahead of Billy Gregg in this points race.
Taylor is a charismatic character, if you will, as well. 5 to go in this one. Taylor holding off Billy Gregg. Nate Gregg right behind his dad in this one.
I'll tell you what, Justin Taylor just hustled that car around the 5 of Simicek. Getting into that throttle is a little tougher when you're on the top groove, and he did so and really pedaled that car off of 4. Shot to the back bumper of the 12 from Billy Gregg. That creates a gap.
Billy Gregg just not able to get by Taylor. Sometimes I think Taylor's just going to lose that machine. It is all out of shape, but he's holding on to that runner-up spot for now. 2 to go.
2 to go for Zach Orr, who sets sail at the front of this field, and he's got a pretty comfy margin, Bob.
He does. A big margin right now for Zach Orr as he takes the white flag in this one. One of the best in short track racing so far this year.
Zach Orr motors around the north turn, and he'll come out of that turn a 30-time winner at Bowman Gray. Zach Orr takes the checkered flag.
Zach Orr, 30 total wins at Bowman Gray Stadium. Pretty impressive indeed, even with a banged up back end of that race car. Zach Orr continues to be strong in the NASCAR Local Racing Series National Championship quest.
That win's going to do a lot for that.
It
wow.
is, and the fans are excited to see the 55 in victory lane for the 5th time this year.
Orr becomes the 38th driver all time in the sportsman division, actually in any division, to win 30 races or more. Orr ties Jonathan Brown, Glenn Wood, the famed Glenn Wood of Hall of Fame honors of the Wood Brothers racing family, for 32nd on the all-time wins list here at Bowman Gray across all divisions. A tip of the cap tonight for Zach Orr.
And Justin Mincy.
Yes, because who comes off the top rope better? It's Superfly Snuka or or Justin Mincy with the stats.
You're showing your age with that
Superfly Snuka, man. Nobody came off the top rope like Snuka.
Look at how many kids there are here. Nobody remembers.
Everybody loves Snuka and
Snuka.
narwhals. Hey, let's go down to somebody that a lot of the fans love here. That's Randy Pulliam, the great announcer who grew up watching races here at Bowman Gray, and he's going to have victory lane for you. Let's go to Randy now.
For the 5th time in the 2026 campaign, let him hear it. Zach, 5 times for the 55 this season, 30 wins in your Bowman Gray Stadium career. You are on some kind of roll this season now.
Yeah, we're rolling pretty good. We got this thing hooked up. I appreciate everybody for running me clean. I know if we get out front, we were good. I got to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers, especially my dad. Me and him grew up racing together. He's not with me right now as far as coming to the racetrack, but this one's for Dad.
Congratulations, Zach, picking up a winner's trophy in the second 20-lap event for the Los Angeles John Barrow Sportsman Series.
Zach Orr, the big winner, will come back with the street stock race at Bowman Gray Stadium. Welcome back to Bowman Gray Stadium, and the street stocks have hit the track. The QRC HVAC and Refrigeration Street Stock Division. Let's give you the starting lineup for this one. Starting on the front row, it's Big Country. The number 9, it's Brandon Brown on the pole. To the outside, the Avery's Collision 35 for Andy Avery.
The Moose is loose. Donnie Martin lines up on the inside of row number 2. To his outside, Zach Koger, who's riding a streak of 3 straight top 5 finishes.
Yes, he is, Bob. Jaden Cordell starts next in the Velocita number 98. To the outside, the proud American Beverage 19 for TJ Whaley.
Starting 7th in the 37, Matt Prevette. He remodels Food Lions, by the way. I thought that was an interesting fact. And second in points to his outside, starting 8th, the 5 of Connor Keaton.
Starting 9th tonight in the Zach Stanley-owned number 8 LenderBomb.com car, making his debut at Bowman Gray Stadium. A guy that's raced in the Xfinity, the O'Reilly Series, Truck Series. It's Mark Davis to the outside, the Red Rooster Grill. 21, it's Wes Glasgow.
Just outside the top 10, starting 11th, will be the 47 of Victor Flores, who is a former stadium stock driver here. And then Brian Robertson, already with a win this year. He lines up 12th in the 72.
The Dogwood Armory 7 starts next. That's Dalton Ledbetter. And on the outside, your points leader in the Reese Windowed number 16, it's Brad Lewis.
father to daughter. Next, Emily Lewis in the 68 will line up 15th. One top 5 for her this year. And then Craig Hartless in the number 10. One top 5 for him as well. He lines up 16th.
Kevin Gilbert, Christian Joyce, and Devin Pendergrass are the rest of the street stock field. Bad draws for some of the best competitors tonight, having to do it the hard way from deep in the field. So, will we see a new winner tonight? Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Green flag is unfurled for the street stocks.
Coger's got to be careful in the middle of a 3-wide battle. That gets settled out real quickly, but that could have been trouble in turn number 2. Coger, we got cars piling up. Mark Davis is involved in that Staley number 8 machine.
The 21 of Glasgow involved, as well as Prevette, bringing out your first caution. Damage on Mark Davis's car. You see the 21 of Glasgow, and you see Prevette's car leaving the scene. Mark Davis, some damage on the nose. Let's take a look at the Hudson Auto Works replay. Coger in the middle of a sandwich there, but right behind that is where it goes all wrong. The 21 and Prevette get into it, and then Davis has nowhere to go. That's what happens.
Just a big smush pile going into turn number 3, and everybody just fighting for territory. Glasgow trying to stay off of Connor. Keaton slows up a little bit. Prevette just kind of gets into him, and the rest is history.
There is Mark Davis making his debut, a former East Series driver that went and moonlighted in ARCA and all sorts of race cars, and he is making his debut. So excited today in morning practice to debut at the Madhouse, a place that he's actually been to as a fan and has loved so much. The car in front of him, though, is the number 16, and he is your points leader. The Brad Lewis machine, beautiful machine, and he is our street stock dad of the night, because it is Father's Day, and Brad Lewis is the points leader dad at Bowman Gray Stadium, and his daughter is a few spots behind the 68, Emily Lewis. She has a win to her credit here as well.
What's interesting, you can call him the Dominator Dad this year.
Ooh, I like that.
3 wins for Brad Lewis. On top of the point standings is the driver of the 16. So pretty impressive for Brad Lewis this year so far. And they say green is bad luck in racing.
No, it isn't.
But that 16 car is showing that that's not so true.
No, it's not bad luck. He's only got one finish outside of the top 5, so take that and, whatever. That's not true. There is the car that usually used to have Sully on it.
We were talking about that today, absolutely. But, Emily Lewis drives
having the Robbie Brewer number on it now.
In honor of Robbie Brewer, who lost his life. And a lot of people still just, remembering Robbie Brewer and the Lewis family carrying on that legacy.
Well, big country at the front of this field. He takes the green. The birthday boy right behind them. Jaden Cordell right behind that. And all sorts of trouble with Avery Victor Flores further out back through the field. Dirt all over the racetrack. This is going to bring out the caution.
Hard to get this one started here for the street stock division. Hudson Auto Works replay, and wow, they had a lot of trouble in that one.
What else can we say, Bob's? Contact happens at a quarter-mile oval. And now the backpack blower is out. Look at that. It's the hardest working track crew in the business here.
The CitraSafe track cleanup crew.
And there's TJ Whaley's car, and TJ Whaley is scoring a 5th place finish, second, I think third top 5. Third top 5 of the year. Yeah,
it is. Okay.
Three in a row for TJ Whaley. And then you look at the car in front of him, the number 30 car of Zach Coger, who's crept on up into 5th place in points, has Coger, and he's riding a 3-race streak as well of really impressive finishes, of top 5s.
By the way, leader Brandon Brown, I love little notes. and they just help you tell the story. And I love the fact that it's listed for him in our notes, okay?
We got some fun notes.
That he loves beer and donuts.
I mean, that's my type of guy, dude. I mean, you got a nickname like Big Country, and you love beer and donuts, man. That's
Who doesn't?
And his favorite home is Sweet Home Alabama. His favorite song is Sweet Home Alabama. I mean, that's another. I mean, America, you got to love this guy. 2 laps on the board. Brown leads him. The Mule Skinner Trucking 0-0 is in second place. Now the battle is on for the third position. Cordell trying to hang on. He charges up to the back bumper of the Moose.
By the way, you said the Mule Skinner car for the Moose. I think that's kind of funny that we're talking
Skinner
about
truck,
a mule
yeah.
and a moose.
Yeah, why not? Mules and mooses. I mean, the moose is loose. Brandon Brown right now at the front of this one. Remember, we said this could be an opportunity tonight to see a first-time winner. Brown would be just that. Donnie Martin, though, is not going to go quietly, will the driver of that 0-0 from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Cordell now hanging on to that third spot. He's got a mirror full of Zach Koger.
I expected the Koger plumbing car to kind of climb through the field. Oh, trouble. Keaton. Wow. Bad break. He gets into Whaley. Whoa, hold on. Nobody hit each other. Sorry, I get nervous. I see dollar signs when I see something like that happen.
Spoken like a true former car owner
wow,
right there.
But Keaton got into Whaley a little bit going in down into turn number 1, and Whaley goes around. So announcer Jinx, you were just talking nicely about him, but bad break for Whaley in that race car. But Connor Keaton keeping his hopes alive by continuing on. Here's a look at the replay. And watch Keaton. He just goes in there hot. He had the lane, honestly. He did. Whaley kept it open, but that contact, and Whaley just went around.
All right, let's take a quick break on Flow Racing as we put out the flames here. We'll pay some bills.
Tractor Refrigeration Street Stock Series. You'll also see racing for Q104.1 Stadium Stock Series, a skid race, and oh yes, a celebration of our 250 years of freedom. The Special Forces.
Welcome back to historic Bowman Gray Stadium for tonight's Street Stock 20-lapper. Brandon Brown is your leader, 6 laps on the board for this one. Look at that Mule Skinner Trucking on the hood of the 0-0. That is some graphics, buddy.
Yeah, it's called duct tape.
I like that, man. my buddy Titan Malden, we had a duct tape number 4 car that we ran in the Legends car circuit. We called it the Duct Tape 4. So that's some. Why pay for a lot of graphics when you could just use some duct tape sometimes?
Hey, it's black and white, and you can read it. That's all that matters.
Brandon Brown leads them to green. 6 laps into it. Here comes the Mule Skinner Trucking machine to the bottom. The Moose is loose. He has the groove, but the number 4 hangs on.
Koger going after third. Can he get there? Nope. The door is shut for that 30 machine. Connor Keaton back in 5th. Keaton battling for a championship this year in the street stocks.
Keaton 2 spots ahead of the points leader, Brad Lewis. Now up front, Brown stretches his legs a little with the Moose battling a loose race car. Here comes Cordell to the bottom. He's got daylight. Will he get the spot into the south turn?
Cordell tries to get it there. Got his tires angled. That car was shoving the nose a little bit. But the race is on for second. Is the Moose going to lose it? Koger is there to try to follow whoever's going to get the spot in the 30.
Side-by-side battle. with one of the youngest drivers, and now the Moose all the way to the top hangs on to it, Bob.
Well, you said the Moose is loose. Robertson now, the Moose just loses about 5 spots, and now we're halfway through this one, and it's still big country on top.
Now Brad Lewis tries to get around the Moose. The number 16 is your points leader. He wants to try to get that spot and maintain that points lead, because 2 spots ahead of him is the number 5 of Keaton, who's being pressured now by Bryant Robertson.
Keaton's car is evil tonight. Robertson muscling his way around the number 5 machine. That'll put Keaton right in front of point leader Brad Lewis.
Lots of sideways race cars around the famed quarter mile. 12 laps on the board. Brown still in control. The battles all over the racetrack now. The number 5 car right behind him on the back bumper is Brad Lewis, your points leader.
Up front, it's starting to get dicey. Brandon Brown trying to hold on, but that car will not turn. It's like a dump truck right now. And look at him. We got the heat right on his back bumper.
Inching closer to lap traffic. That could help Brown. Now Cordell through the dirt. He can't get it done.
Cordell's got a couple of shots here that he can take. Can he get it done? Koger back in 3rd, hoping maybe that those 2 in front of him get together.
Zach Koger currently sitting in a position that would be his best career finish at Bowman Gray Stadium, that Koger Plumbing 30 machine. Bryant Robertson up to 4th. 5th place for Keaton. But now, once again, Cordell gets to the back bumper of the number 9, contacted through the dirt.
Koger maybe thinking about going to the outside, does not. Brown trying to hold off, and Cordell trying to get to the inside. But what happens when Cordell makes some contact to Brown, Brown just backs off the gas and kind of uses his car as a shield to keep the 98 at bay.
Then Koger peeks down low. Once again, gentle nudge from Cordell. He's got the spot going into the north turn, side by side for the lead. Koger fills the hole. Cordell gets the lead late in this QRC street stock race, ripping off sheet metal. Koger and Brown.
And Robertson gets up to 3rd by Brown. That right front fender or left front fender, maybe, I can't tell. There's so much body just flying all over the 9 car. 1 lap to go for Cordell.
This young man didn't know he was going to drive a full fendered stock car heading into the season, but now he'll turn around turn number 4 and he will win at Bowman Gray. Jaden Cordell has won in Bad Brad Smith's car.
Pretty impressive for that Velocita team here today for Cordell, winning the race in the street stocks at Bowman Gray Stadium.
This is a kid who drove a Legends car, earned a chance by driving an iRace here, you know, with Billy Gregg in that group, earned a chance to get in Bad Brad's car. Did so at the beginning of the year, was so impressive and so clean and so methodical in his approach to auto racing that they took this kid that went from karting and go-karts and Legends cars and said, you know what? Brad said, you're going to be my driver, and took a chance on him. And that chance just paid off. And this young man now from Rockwell, North Carolina, gets to grip that checkered flag. Only 15 years old, Bob, is Jaden Cordell.
Take a look at the damage on Brown's machine. Koger and the 9 making contact, and that fender just ripped off and then stayed way up in the outside groove in turn number 1.
Zach Koger, his best career finish in 2nd. Jaden Cordell becomes the 122nd driver to win a street stock race. Cordell becomes the 2nd youngest winner in the street stock division in the history at 15 years old. Let's go down to Randy Pulliam. This is going to be a fun victory lane. They always are when they're first-time winners.
Coming up next, the second 15-lapper for the Q104.1 Stadium Stock Series. Let him hear it. Win number 1 in his Bowman Gray Stadium career. Jaden, let's head over here. Brad Smith, his Velocita sponsor. Jaden started 5th. How does it feel, your very first win at the Madhouse?
It feels amazing. I can't thank Bad Brad enough. Everybody at Velocita, the whole Billy Gregg crew, had a fast race car, had one all year long. I'm glad I could finally get one for everybody.
I know this is the first of what you hope is many in your Bowman Gray career.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jaden Cordell, ladies and gentlemen, picking up the winner's trophy.
All right, Jaden Cordell picks up the trophy. There's Bad Brad with him and Billy Gregg. Up next, it's the Stadium Stocks, and this is going to be a good one. Stay tuned.
Bowman, starting 13th out of Arcadia, the number 81, Chuck Wall, starting 12th, the number 51 out of Tobacco-Ville, Andrew H. Starting 11th out of Arcadia, the number 16 of Steven Sanders, starting 10th out of Tobacco-Ville, the number 43 of Brandon Brindle, starting 9th, the number 22 out of Winston-Salem, Adam P-Dun Baker, starting 8th out of Lexington, the number 88 of Zach Taylor, starting 7th out of Ellerty, the number 46, Colton Brown. Starting 6th out of Mossville, the number 44 of Blake Sanders. Starting 5th out of Turnersville, the number 95 of Levi Holt. Starting 4th out of Bensville, the number 60, Brad Michalowski.
Welcome back to Bowman Gray Stadium, and tonight's one heck of a night for short track racing. And folks, now the Stadium Stock A group has hit the track. You could get your popcorn and get ready for this one, Bob, because it's going to be a good one. Let's give you the starting lineup. Returning to action, starting on the front row is the car, the number 7, the driver, Chris Allison, but the car is known as Pintang. To the outside, the son of one of our father-son duos tonight, the number 8 of Jaden Andrews.
But look who's starting on the inside of row number 2. 68-time winner at Bowman Gray Stadium, A.J. Sanders in the number 24, and looking for his first win, but he's run so well this year. The 60 car of Brad Michalowski starts 4th.
The number 5 car takes a sip from that row, and the 95 Kachow, it's Levi Holt. And to the outside, speaking of sips, the Bendy Straw, number 44, for Blaze Sanders.
Very consistent racers in the next row, starting 7th. 5 times he's finished in the top 10 this year, Colton Brown, and then all top 10 runs for the Little Donuts machine of the 88, Zach Taylor.
Starting in 9th, the car that drove to victory a few weeks ago for the very first time, it's Adam Peanut Baker. To the outside, the guy that got DQ'd last week from his win, the 43 of Brandon Brindle.
Starting 11th, and we're going to talk about why this guy really sits second in points right now, the 16 of Steven Sanders. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And the 51 of Andrew Cates, 1 win last year here, looking for his first of 26.
The last row will consist of Chuck Wall in the Little Donuts 81, and to the outside, last week a winner, the 29 of Christian Bowens. Now, the point standings, let's just say, Bob, this is going to be a new division. 5 of the first 7 races were won by Luke Smith. He was battled in a protest at the end of last week's race with he and Brennan Lee Brendel. Well, that points gap shrunk, right? But guess what? Even worse, Luke Smith isn't on property. He's not racing, Bob.
He actually raced at Tri-County Speedway in Granite Falls, North Carolina, and finished in that 4th spot. So maybe a little protest by Lucas Smith. Not happy, gives up that point lead. That means Chuck Wall, essentially the point leader going into this one. Wall starting on the final row of this one. Steven Sanders in yellow was declared the winner after the disqualification last week. He is second in points.
Well, folks, hold on to your hats, because this is going to be a good one. The A class for the Stadium Stocks are the nightcap. And a legendary car on the inside brings them to green. Green flag is out for the Q104.1 Stadium Stocks.
Pintang to the lead on the opening lap. Here comes A.J. Sanders. The king of the stadium stocks at Bowman Gray Stadium is second. Michalowski now on the inside for third.
Can Sanders rebound from what's been a tough season? Now possibly 3 wide. No, Holt thinks better of it, and he files in behind Michalowski. Jaden Andrews now slipping back. He's on the outside. Not a comfortable place for a rookie to be.
Yeah, Jaden Andrews back to the 5th spot. He might lose 6 if he can't get down. But Levi Holt now putting pressure on Michalowski. Holt, the battle is on for third. He is in that 95 car. Looks like Lightning McQueen on the inside of Michalowski, and he gets the spot. The 95 of Holt up to third.
Ka-chow. Now further on back in the field, some side-by-side racing. Steven Sanders in the white and pink, number 16, in the wheel tracks of the Kimono Japanese Restaurant 22, the Peanut Baker. Now last year's Rookie of the Year goes underneath this year's top rookie, the 22, to the inside of Jaden Andrews.
And Peanut Baker, one of the recent graduates this year in 2026 as well. You mentioned that win a few weeks ago.
Peanut Baker is really coming into his own as a racer here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Now we see the split box because the lead battle is heating up, and here comes Levi Holt to the conversation. 3-car battle for the lead. Further back, Steven Sanders, the son of A.J. Sanders, is embroiled in a battle as well.
This is the best we've seen Levi Holt. He's been up there in the top 5. He's aggressive right now. I take a look at Sanders. He gets another spot. Here comes Wall as well in the 81.
Whoa!
Look at that.
Sanders sideways. How did he save that car, Bob? It was pointed straight into the infield, and somehow the Grand Master gathered it back up. Now he slips back to the 4 spot. That gives daylight for the number 7, who's holding a strong lead, the Pintang car.
Halfway through this one, the most aggressive we've seen Levi Holt. We were talking on the ride up. The guy is fast. New car this year for the 95, but he's tried to figure out how to finesse that car. And now, right on the back bumper of Pintang.
Man, oh man, did that 95 get some grip. Now he goes to the back bumper of Chris Allison. Allison charges the Pintang into the corner. Little bit of a slight bumper from the 95. A battle of old school and new school here in the Buzz Bombers. It's on!
Here comes Levi Holt. Holt goes for the lead.
Whoa!
Allison drives him down to the grass. Michalowski now with the top spot.
What just happened for the lead at Bowman Gray? Michalowski now to the lead. What did we just see? Now there's a father-son battle brewing for the second position. Steven Sanders underneath dear old dad, but here comes Chuck Wall, who gains the point lead after Luke Smith's departure. Madness happening at the Madhouse.
Wow, the drama ensuing here. By the way, I will say I saw Allison shake his hand when Levi Holt hit him just prior to what happened on the backstretch. We're going to have to show you that a little bit later.
Trouble
Look at
the
this.
leader.
Wow, the top 4 taken out at the Madhouse.
Wild chain of events here throughout this whole race, and the leader getting into it with lap traffic. Michalowski is out.
I don't even know what to say about
Christian
that one.
Bowens. Now they are stuck together. And then also you see Steven Sanders spun out in turn number 1. Sheet metal all across, littered across the famed quarter mile. Wow.
And guess who has the lead? A.J. Sanders.
All right, here comes Michalowski. He's out. He stomps on the 29's car. He's not happy with last week's winner, Christian Bowens, and he's showing him that he is not thrilled. Here comes the driver, Michalowski, as he walks around to assess the damage on his race car. Hands up to the cheering crowd here at the Madhouse, who is experiencing a nightcap of epic proportions.
I don't know what we just saw right there. The top 3 in points involved in these incidents. We're going to have to take a look at a couple of replays here because we've had some wild and woolly action in the A feature for the stadium stocks at Bowman Gray Stadium. That's an understatement.
Well, I mean, that Pintang incident when Pintang was in the lead and Holt came knocking at the door was something to behold. Let's take a look at it. Bob, what do you see?
Well, Allison was mad. So Allison just drives him down to the infield. I mean, there's no calling it any other way. Drives Levi Holt to the inside. But here's what happened.
There's the lap car, Bowens.
And Bowens puts the block on Michalowski. Wow. Michalowski and everybody collect the guys behind him. Chuck Wall's car, major league damage. Sanders up against the wall. What is happening in Winston-Salem, North Carolina?
Look at this view, Bob, right here, and boom, right there. Oh, man, some huge hit for the 81 car.
But the biggest question here, really, Matt, is what was going on with Bowens?
Bowens, I don't know there. I don't know if that was just a mistake, because it sure didn't look like it. I don't know of any beef between those drivers in that pit area. So that was just, I don't know if he just misjudged. But, man, he's taking a long, lonely walk right now, dejected back behind the field house. And that was something that was crazy.
And I will say, again, the first incident, let me just,
yes.
reestablish this. Chris Allison was ticked off at Levi
yes,
Holt.
He
the
was.
lap prior, down the backstretch, I saw him either, put up his hand and shake, like, get off me, or maybe shake his fist. I couldn't tell. But he definitely, motioned to Levi Holt. And then when Holt hit him again down in 1 and 2, Allison said, that's it. You're going to the infield. You're going for a ride. And there is Pintang right now and still out on the racetrack, as is Levi Holt. Holt is about that 4th or 5th spot. Pintang about a couple of spots behind that.
Let's take a look at the Hudson Auto Works replay. This is the
it
big wreck again. Hopefully we could get another one of the Pintang. But look at this when Chuck Wall, boom!
And we need to see that one more time in slow-mo because, okay, you got to look at the hands on Bowens. And that's what I look for here in these incidents to see exactly what happened on the racetrack.
There's Kenny Boast right there, who's a part of that team with Christian Bowens and a great competitor here for so many years was Kenny. And that 29 just being towed off in an absolute heap right now. And, folks, this might be some of the most carnage that we've seen in the stadium stocks in years here in this crazy incident.
So Bowens, you got to look at how he holds the wheel and then also the diction of the front wheels. But before we get to that, watch this. Here comes Holt, and look at Allison turned left, just completely turned left on Levi Holt, and you can't call it any other way.
No remorse, no regrets.
Wow. Now A.J. Sanders leads in this crazy.
Wait a minute. We just came up for air, and A.J. Sanders is the leader. Wow.
Well, we mentioned it a little while ago.
Wow.
But wow. There is Chris Allison.
Brandon Lee Brendel will be second, and third will be the number 22 of Peanut Baker. And Levi Holt will probably be somewhere around that 4th or 5th spot, possibly. This is wild, folks.
Our production team doing such a great job at putting these replays together, showing us the action, but really trying to allow us to analyze maybe what happened. And Bowens is the only one that really knows. But let's look at this. You look at the wheels on Bowens. I'm going to look at the hands and see what we see. There's a 29 going a lap down, right? Does he turn right? That car just goes.
It's like he didn't know he was there.
Yeah.
I don't know if the spotter didn't tell him. I'd hate to blame a spotter, but I'd hate to blame a driver, too.
If you think about it, where he went up, Michalowski was kind of in a blind spot, if you will.
And that was a natural diction of that race car to drift up at that point. So I wonder if he didn't know he was there.
Yeah, crazy. I did not expect to see that. Gotta love Big Country.
Big Country, Rodeo Master. Let's take a quick break on Flow Racing. And we'll be back. We are back here at Bowman Gray Stadium. We have taken the green flag for a green-white checker, but immediately before we hit the start-finish line, more carnage. This time it's Levi Holt involved, the Little Donuts machine of Zach Taylor, the number 8 of Jaden Andrews, the 22 of Peanut Baker. 13 laps down in the stadium stock race, and all heck is broken loose here at the Madhouse.
Peanut Baker in the 22 with a flat left rear tire on that machine. Let's check this out. It's a restart, green-white checker. Sanders leading, Brendel in second, Peanut Baker in third. And you see Sanders actually push Peanut a little bit and pushes him into Brendel and basically just gets in and turns the 22.
Big shot for Zach Taylor into the 95 as well. It looked like Peanut was hanging back on that restart, and the 44 didn't want him to hang back, so he was pushing him. And then all heck just broke loose, and you see the damage now on one of the most consistent drivers in the field, the number 88, a Little Donuts car of Zach Taylor right there. Oh, darn it. But Taylor moved up to 5th place in points just last week, and now we need to, everybody here, just go buy some donuts. He's going to need some donut sales to pay for that race car.
Yeah, I'm a little hungry myself right now.
We didn't get any. Maybe that was the jinx. He didn't bring us little donuts, and look what happened, Zach.
They have little jugs now, too, over there. I believe it's apple cider or iced tea or something like that that they sell in a little jug.
All right, let's take a quick break on Flow Racing. We'll be back with the rest of the Stadium Stock One. Well, maybe.
Velocity manufactures premium motorsports apparel like fire suits, gloves, shoes, helmets, nectar strings, and crew apparel. Items that not only protect you, but are long-lasting, affordable, and look great.
Levi Holt climbs from his race car to assess the damage on the 95. And some breaking news, we told you Billy Andrews, the winner of the first Stadium Stock race, has been disqualified. Bob, what's the news?
Well, the news is that second-place finisher Rocket Hayes winds up with the victory by virtue of that disqualification. So we just wanted to inform you before you go to bed for the night that Rocket Hayes winds up winning that one. He had a very fast race car battling for the lead, and right now you see some cars trying to get to the pit area but cannot right now. And there you
Zach
see
Taylor is talking to him.
Yes, to Levi Holt.
Hey, right there, I mean, it's blocked up pit road. It's like a clogged artery right there, something you just don't want to see. They're describing all the mess that they just saw right there to each other. And this has got to be the wildest set of, like, 5 laps that I've ever seen in the Stadium Stock division. And somehow A.J. Sanders is your leader with second place, Brandon Lee Brendel. Colton Brown now sits P3 on the scoreboard with Pintang somehow back up to 4th and 5th. We don't even know who's 5th because it could be Steven Sanders, but he was also involved in that wreck. So many cars just going all over the place right now, and scoring is just trying to figure it out. There's Colton Brown's MB Motorsports machine. Of course, they do a lot, rodeo, and that young man, I love that fox-bodied Mustang. You got to love those old-school stadium stocks right there, and he's got such great support. You know, that area, the pit area with MB Motorsports and Brandon Vaughn and Fuzzy Dinkles. It's a great group there in that corner of the pits.
We've seen the evolution of what we call mini stocks, right? They're called stadium stocks. It went from those Mustang body cars to like the cars like Blaze Sanders, and then to these like almost like dirt late models,
Pro 4s almost.
You know, Pro 4s from the Northeast, almost a little bit more late model looking race car, you know, that you see Levi Holt have. But these Mustangs were part of the schematic of mini stock racing in America for a long time. There you see the 43 car, Brandon Brendel, one of those fancy bodied race cars. And then you have Pintang. By the way, when Levi Holt was battling with Allison in the Pintang machine, it was kind of funny to watch because Pintang looks so tiny on the racetrack, and Levi Hult's car is one of those bigger bodied race cars, almost looked like they weren't competing in the same division.
Oh, that's for sure. Oh, man, this division has definitely changed for sure.
Green and white together will be displayed next time by. We think. They're still cleaning up the racetrack a little bit. Plenty of fluid being put down by a rash of cautions in this one. And at the top of the field, the Jerry Hunt Super Center's number 24 of A.J. Sanders.
The Grand Master of stadium stock racing here at Bowman Gray Stadium. And you want to talk about a bad season so far for the driver of the number 24. 22nd on double points night. Just was like the nail on the coffin for his points chase. And if you look, really, I mean, he's only finished outside of the top 20. I think it was 2015, the last time he did. That's a lot of races, without a finish that bad.
Well, what we're going to see here when we do go back green is a battle between two of the giants in the stadium stock racing here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Sanders and Brandon Brendel in the second spot. And Brendel just so good, got himself a ton of wins as well. So this should be still a pretty good race for one lap to go to decide the fate of the A feature for the stadium stocks at the Madhouse.
Chuck Wall right now, kind of by virtue of Luke Smith not showing up tonight, kind of de facto had kind of become your points leader in that Velocita car right there. But, that's the pretty side of the number 81. He was just involved in that massive, massive pileup 2 cautions ago. And the right side of that car was peeled off like a can opener was Chuck Wall's race car. You'll see it as it comes to the front stretch right here.
And right in front of that 81 car, there you see that side torn off. But right in front is the person who theoretically coming into this one with Luke Smith being gone, Steven Sanders, who was declared the winner last week, second in points. So first and second running right together there on the racetrack.
Steven Sanders with that new car this year, and that's number 16. And he's been working on the morning practices as Steven Sanders, trying to get this new race car to really come in, and he's been very satisfied with it thus far in this season. And now with this opportunity with Luke Smith gone, it's a whole new season.
How ironic is it? We talk about first and second in points running there together between the 81 and the 16, but 2 spots behind this 16 car is Michalowski. And Michalowski theoretically third in points coming into this race.
Wow. And Michalowski looking for his first win in this division. He wants it.
It almost came.
So bad. It almost happened tonight, but it's almost happened a lot of times. Speaking of a guy that it's happened a lot for the leaders of this race. The top 2 are big-time winners here in this division. Green and white together. 1 trip around the famed quarter mile. Who will it be? The 2 masters of the mini stock wars, the Buzz Bombers, the stadium stocks. 1 more north turn to go. Sanders gets the spot, now sideways off the turn. He's the winner, side by side across the line. AJ, the Great, does it again.
AJ Sanders with his 69th career win in the stadium stocks at the Madhouse. Incredible run, persistent, patient, exactly what a veteran exudes here at Bowman Gray Stadium. And he gets the job done once again after a crazy, chaotic, and just insane stadium stock A feature.
Well, folks, that was a good one. And now Father's Day is celebrated with the Sanders family here on the front straightaway. Son, Steven Sanders, spins his car out, and he's going to celebrate with dear old dad. This is a family that's going to enjoy their Sunday, that's for sure. And to stop the bleeding on a season that was hurting AJ deep inside is just what the doctor ordered.
Where's Blaze? I figured Blaze would be out here as well. Sanders.
Oh, Blaze was, but I think his car was pretty damaged there, so he took it to the pits.
He's probably walking out now.
Yeah, he's probably going to make it out. 8th place now on the all-time wins list, just ahead of Tommy Neal, is the driver of the number 24. 69 wins for the Grand Master of the Stadium Stocks, and he pulls into Carolina Wood Floors Victory Lane to celebrate with his son, Steven. This is going to be a good one, folks. A.J. Sanders does it again.
A.J. in that Carolina Tri-Choice Realty and Amanda Tucker. Best Mortgage, LLC.com, Twin City Towing, Parish Tire, Clifton Plumbing, number 24, takes the win. For the second time this season, here he is, race fans. AJ, for the second time in the 2026 season, you took the checkered flag. By my calculations, is that win number 69?
Yes, sir, it is. Like I say, anymore you just treasure every one you can get, and that's what I do. I don't boast on it or anything. I know I didn't have the fastest car. Steven and all of them had the better car than me. My car's just way too tight. But, you know, I got to thank the good Lord above. You know, it's been a pretty bad year for us here this year, and to get this win, that means a lot. But, you know, I can't do it without my family, my crew. I mean, they work their butt off. They're what I tell them to do, they'll do. And these amazing fans, but more than anything, these sponsors that stick with me, Parish Tire, Jerry Hunt Super Center, Wade's Interior, LSR, Locarettas of Moxville, Twin City Towing, Amanda Tucker with Carolina Tri-Choice Realty, Radical Race Gear, NGI Graphics, just all the people that, Clifton Plumbing, just all the people that stick behind me. And, you know, I hate Luke Smith ain't here tonight, but, you know, that's my friend. We're best friends, but hopefully he done good at Tri-County.
AJ, congratulations. Jay Mitchell with Market USA going to present AJ Sanders with the winner's trophy for his second win of the season in the Q104.1 Stadium Stock Series.
A.J. Sanders with the big win and a list of big winners tonight. Of course, Rocket Hayes getting it done in the other Stadium Stock race. Jaden Cordell with his first ever win in Street Stocks. Tommy Neal and Zach Orr split the Sportsman features. And, of course, Danny Bone winning the Market USA 100. Bob Dillner, what's your thoughts of the night? Because it ended kind of crazy, but what's your big takeaway from tonight?
I have not heard A.J. Sanders be that emotional in a long time. He knows that the competition has caught up with him, and this win is big for him here tonight. But I think Zach Orr's win in the NASCAR Sportsman class was very big as well, because he is in contention for a national title with the NASCAR Local Racing Series, and that is their weekly competition at all their tracks all across America. And then my final thought is Danny Bone. That guy is red hot, on fire. He's lit, as all the teenagers would say these days. Danny Bone, the best modified driver in the country right now.
Well, hey, lit, you are a dad, and that's your one dad moment of the night right there. Lit, gotta love it. But it was a lit night here at Bowman Gray Stadium, full of great excitement. Got to thank the crew here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and working hard at Charlotte, and all the Flow Racing people back in Austin, Texas. But a great night here at Bowman Gray Stadium, full of so much action, as you see it every time when we're here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Every Saturday night, get your butt down here, sit in the grandstands with your family, witness some amazing NASCAR Modified Division action, and all the thrills and spills that you know here from a place beloved and a place that they call the Madhouse. There's nothing like it in all of American motorsports, and some of that action was exactly why. So, folks, make sure you tune in each and every Saturday night live on Flow Racing to see what's known as the fender-bending Madhouse. I'm your host, Matthew Dillner, for the night, joined by Bob Dillner. And until next time, folks, we'll see you at the races.